What's going on, everybody? Today's the great deletion. Today is the great deletion. Today is the great deletion. Ric Flair gone. I found out Mango already has that one. We don't bite. Today is a new day. Shizzy, my English teacher didn't know who Percy Jackson is? I'm dead. That's not all that happened. Your boy been doing some work off screen, and this is a thing. Just look at him.
Babe, I'm on a new level.
I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level.
We were supposed to do things today.
Like what? What do we have to get done today?
You got Mom's blanket back, right? We were supposed to do that today and laundry. And go to Coney Island to get candy apples.
Oh shit.
I meant we had things to do today, like plans.
And completely forgot.
We ended up playing video games. I'm done. You want to do it tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, we'll do everything. We'll do everything tomorrow.
Okay.
Not a problem.
I just remembered everything. Maybe it's supposed to be like my backup, my brain backup.
Nigga, I ain't remember either.
Ow, fuck.
Hit yourself in the eye?
Yeah. I went to get the headphones off and it freaking slipped on my finger and smacked me.
Hey, come here, kid. Yo, you good, you good.
It sure
You
hurt.
go, boo boo. You go, mwah.
I always hurt myself.
I don't know.
streaming?
Your boy sniffing, yeah, bruh. Me and Freya might be coming out with a cold. A tree fell on my patio? Oh my gosh. That's just unfortunate. Do I feel like doing Blue Sphere? Let me do Blue Sphere. Alright, we're gonna keep going forward first. $21. Those are all rings. Where are the blues? Am I tweaking? Okay, so I'm gonna just go left from here then. Oh my god! Oh! Where are the blues? Got you. I'm out here. I'm out here. I cannot be harmed. I probably still could get squished though.
Why do we celebrate Thanksgiving?
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's the mass genocide of an entire group of people.
I know, but why do we celebrate it?
Because America.
I never understood it. We need to get our costumes today.
So, yeah.
If you don't figure something out, I'm just gonna pick something. I think we should do something cute.
Like some cows.
Yeah, like something cute but warm because it's gonna be cold.
Cows. You wanna be cows?
Penguins. No, I wanna be penguins. The costumes are warm. No? I'm about to start looking at costumes.
Yeah, start. I'm down.
Because I have a feeling you're not going to tell me what you want. I'm going to end up getting it last minute and everything's going to be gone.
So start looking now.
That's just Sarah Payne.
What up, King Mar? Skirt, skirt. Skirt, skirt. Skirt, skirt.
And you have to switch the whole Freya Friday thing.
Okay, okay.
Because I'm going to be...
And you're the one with the you're the one with the F name, so.
No. Oh, yeah. Freya Friday. That's perfect.
Wait, PewDiePie's racist or something? What happened? What's going on with PewDiePie?
Oh, I forgot Pusha T was in it.
What, Mercy?
See, I've always been a fan. I just didn't know.
You weren't a fan. Shut your mouth.
Let's see too loud.
He might heal you.
He might be able to do your thing.
He dropped the hard R? No way. No way. No way. There's no way PewDiePie would be that stupid. There's no way. There is no way PewDiePie blew himself away like that. PewDiePie blew himself away. Go to his Twitter, look at the first response on his last tweet. PewDiePie.
What a fucking nigger.
Oh shit!
What a fucking nigger.
Wow. That was not an accident. That boy said that shit with passion. PewDiePie is over. Well, he's never gonna be truly over, but that's just insane. How dumb could you be? Nah, I didn't, bro. I've been playing this shit. This boy career about to take a massive hit, boy. What was that one shit that Keemstar said? What's that shit that Keemstar say? Alex is a stupid N-word with the R. That nigga is wildin', and people still be holding that shit over him. Yeah, Pewds is never gonna hear the end of this one. The Pewdie party is over. I can already see the dank memes of it now. I hate you. Oh shit! What's the matter? What's the matter, Grumpy? You sure?
Not grumpy.
Then
I think we should try and keep the smoke outside.
why? What happened?
I just don't like the after smell of weed
Where's the air freshener?
in the bathroom.
Want to get it and light the room up? Yeah, well, that's what we did the last time. They blew it all away.
I just said that.
You know he's gonna make an apology video. Yeah, but X isn't really out of the water yet, though. Like, people read the testimony from the chick that he beat up and stuff, and he's kind of pissed off. I mean, not pissed off. He's kind of getting blown away. Like, so X is not safe. Where the hell am I supposed to be on?
Here for breakfast. Babe,
Huh?
I'll eat your girl up.
You're,
How you feel about that?
you are her. There it is. That shit blended in so well I couldn't find it. This is one of the dopest boss fights ever, bro. See if I could combo this nigga. Can't do that. This nigga PewDiePie smoked himself, bro. That's crazy. PewDiePie! Like, nigga, you were on South Park. Why you do this to yourself? Right here. 3-piece. You're gone. He's dead. I don't need to worry. It's over. What up, DC? Hey, DC, today was the great deletion, bro. Remake some zones from Sonic Advance and put them in here. I would love it. What? It was... I mean, for that, it's gonna be chilling when you come back. You already know you come back late, so.
Oh. Oh. What you know about this, babe? What you thought? I got that sauce.
You call it Devin? I call Hefty. Hey DC, go ahead and look at go look at the moats. Okay, hold on. I need to see if I have this shit. Thank you.
Forever, 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 ever, forever, ever.
Spider 35 with the Twitch Prime sub. Appreciate you. I don't know, I guess spam Captain Knuckles.
Forever, 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 ever, forever, ever.
Trap 33 with the resub. Appreciate you. Well, it's always the niggas that's not subbed that be complaining about some moats. But I had to see them. Close your eyes. It's half off subs this month? Yeah, bruh. Perfect. That's only for first time subs? Yeah. Oh, I'm only playing this for a minute. Oh, Sonic Music didn't change. Yeah, I know I disabled it. Well, if that sucks, what happened? What happened, Karama? That means you can hit the 10 sub for friggin' 5. Or you can hit the 25 for like friggin' 12.50. I don't think that's how it works, Elix. I don't think that's how it works. So we get in the emeralds with all characters. I already did Blue Blur. This game is my shit.
Don't care, don't care, don't care, still don't care. I don't care.
Hollow the Wolf with the resub. Appreciate the pimpin'. Everybody spam that knuckles. Hit him with that ooh. 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 Hey, DC, do you know who that is in the Gasm? Do you know who that is? I want to see if you, because you're using it right now, so I want to make sure you know who that is. Wait, what happened to all the modes? I don't know. Forest? What happened? I don't think she let Monkey hit. I think she wanted to. I think she wanted to, but she knew it would be weird. I don't know. At the end of it, she's still bad though. She is bad. I'll fuck it. I don't want to be here.
Forever, 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 ever, forever, ever.
Midas KC, appreciate the sub. Everybody going to spam that Knuckles. Matter of fact, just spam whatever you want to. I don't even care. Nigga, calm the fuck it. You know what? Okay. Love you.
Bye, Mama.
I go away for 1 minute and you got new modes. What are you talking about? See, Mike Too Savage, that's the shit that you post when somebody tells a bad joke or talks about some shit that ain't really lit. Nigga trying to hype up some shit like, yo, did you hear the new Uzi? It's like, meh, I'm gonna just come in here and talk to Scoot. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh shit, I forgot I was in here.
What's poppin'?
Dead, streaming, live, chilling, what's happening?
Hold on. Yeah.
Streaming, what's going on, boy? We live out here. We live, huh? Oh, I was talking to the stream. I don't know what's going on. Can y'all hear me? Sounds good. Everybody, what's happening? Wait, actually, Damn it. Burb. I want to put this in 1080. I'll put. Uncheck that. Wait.
Boop, boop. So, Scoot, what's happening?
Shit. Go to this. Oh, shit. Go to this. Apply. I'll put that. Okay. Now start it. Oh ho ho. We back. We good. Yeah, nothing. I don't know. Just going live, streaming, chilling.
Damn, I thought the homie would be streaming SM6. What's that? Summer Madness 6? The rap battle thing? What's that? What's SM6?
Huh? I don't know what the hell that is.
No, I was asking somebody in chat. Who the fuck are these people? That's the nigga with the blonde hair. The from Courage with the what? Nigga, let me forget that episode. And the other nigga's Captain Knuckles. Oh yeah, Scoot, the great deletion happened, bro.
We live, baby. Yeah. Wait, what?
The great deletion has happened.
The Great Deletion?
Yep.
What is that?
All my motes are gone.
Why?
All my motes are gone, bro.
Okay. No, I heard what you
I
said.
made a lifestyle change.
Okay.
Let me go. Are you looking at your chat right now, Scoot?
Yes.
Let me go ahead and pull up and show you what the hell happened to me, man. Went through a couple changes.
Hello?
You know what I'm saying? Went through some changes. So, you know what I'm saying?
I can hear what you're saying, but I'm just trying to understand what you're saying.
I'm gonna show you what I'm saying, man. Yeah.
Am I doing the raid day one? Probably not. Hello? What is this? You just put all Cartoon Network modes?
No.
In Shizzy Feel?
No.
What is that?
SpongeBob's
Dexter rolled up.
SpongeBob's not
Shizzy Smile? Shizzy Cake? Tid?
I couldn't write titty.
Knuckles? Gasm? Who is that?
You remember
Is that a baby?
No, you remember Monkey? M for Monkey on Dexter's Lab? The secret agent
M
bitch
for
that was always
Monkey?
with Monkey?
Oh, yeah.
Agent Honeydew?
Why is Mr. Krabs looking like that?
Well, crying. That was from the episode when he lost his $100 and he was crying into his mouth.
Anybody crying into them? I thought it was a straight stream, like.
Nah, he was crying back into his mouth.
Okay, it wasn't on both sides though.
Yeah, it was. I got the reference picture, nigga. I'm gonna show you. You're gonna be like, wow.
Okay.
That boy, Mr. Krabs, cried into his mouth.
Dexter's dad is not lurking like that.
That boy scheming on the booty.
I mean, all right. I guess they are representative of who you are and
Shut the fuck up.
what you like, huh?
Shut the fuck up, nigga.
Huh? I was being genuine.
Your lying ass off.
These were real things. These are real qualities of moats. You gotta have a moat that represents yourself, and I feel like that did that. Those do that.
Lit.
You don't believe me?
Absolutely not.
There it is. Niggas can't trust niggas.
You already know how that go.
You've chosen to do this.
No, I haven't.
Huh?
It's in my DNA.
Huh?
Huh?
There it is.
Niggas don't trust niggas.
Huh? Little
Huh?
baby Hawk Moon, what's happening? Welcome to the stream, boy. What? I'm on my Mida multi-tool mission where you have to get airborne SMG kills.
How you enjoying the game?
It's fun. It's just a lot of grinding.
Really?
More grinding than the first game, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
To the point where it's extremely tedious, or?
Yeah, I guess it can be, but I mean, that's what grinding is in general, so.
Is it worth?
Of course.
Did you get anything
Recommend
busted
this
yet?
game all day. Can't wait to do it again. Did I get anything busted?
Yeah.
I mean, It's good game, good guns. Nothing overpowered though. Nothing I've seen. There's just classes that are just way better than others.
Fucking
Like-
Warlock.
Yep.
Warlock OP.
Not OP, just way better than everything else.
Yeah.
It's just it's just their like just ability. It's just really good. It's like stupid. But I mean, the game is the game. Like, it's still Destiny. So, how you liking the vigilance wing? It's pretty good. I like it.
Who you picking in Destiny? Titan. That's all I was using in the beta. I like the Captain America. I mean, not the Captain America. The fucking
Slam.
yeah, the fucking running back shit.
Okay. Yeah, the vigilance wing is really good.
Fucking electric
I like
boogaloo.
It runs out of ammo in PvE. But still pretty good. Hello?
What's poppin'?
Why'd you gasp?
Oh no, I got all the rings knocked out of me. I'm playing Sonic Mania right now.
Oh, you live too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Oh, it's Zeph. I'm supposed to be playing Super Mario 64 multiplayer with him.
Zeph's live right now. I don't even think he's playing that.
Yeah, he was just playing that.
Is he?
Yeah. Shit.
Shit. Well, if he is playing that, then you're a great friend for remembering.
Your sarcasm knows no bounds.
You're welcome. You know ain't nobody else gonna give you the real.
I hate you.
No, you don't. no, you don't.
You bitch.
Is Destiny 2 nice? Yes. The answer is yes. The answer will always be yes. If you ask me again, I'm gonna say yes. Always gonna say yes. Game is clean. If you want to buy a game and get your money's worth, you buy Destiny. I mean, I've said this since the first one. This game is just worth it. Like, I've gotten my money's worth 10 times over. Like, you can just keep doing shit. There's always something to do. Unless you don't like PvP, I guess. If you don't like PvP, then there's just PvE, right? So I can't say like yes, it's the best game ever, because it still is only for certain people, like that portion, right?
But it's worth the money.
I mean, but yeah, just in general, like overall, compared to other games and like other things you can do in other games, I think this one's definitely worth.
It's worth. There's longevity. You know, have a good
There's
time.
longevity. There's replayability. Like you can play with friends, up to 6 friends at a time. Like,
And you can chill on a
Well, only
farm
agree,
all
but-
day.
there's just shit to do. Like, and then if you run out of shit to do, you can do it all over on 3 different characters, or 3 different characters, but 2 different times you could do it all over. Which I mean is another, however long it took you to grind that one character, it will take you the same amount of time for the next and the next, up to 3 characters. Like there's,
You're painting. You getting Marvel? Cause you be playing freaking Skeet Fighter all day. Are you getting Marvel?
what about Dragon Ball Z Fighter?
Yeah, but that's next year.
Dragon Ball Z Fighter, best fighter game ever.
No one is saying it like that.
Best fighting game ever. Yo, you have your fun. Pow, 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 Piccolo.
Why you sound like the chick from Mad TV? Did the man he looking like a man?
Okay. You looking like a man? You know.
Piss on me.
No.
Zeke?
Zeke, where did you come? Why? How? How is it possible that you just come in at random time?
Somebody
What?
please. Slobber
I'm
some
no.
Dragon Ball Z Fighter on me, please.
No.
Anybody slobbering some Dragon Ball Z Fighter on you?
I need some Piccolo.
What? No, you're not getting any of that here.
Green juice.
What? We can't help you, sir. You're gonna have to go.
Sir?
No.
Sir, please.
What's good, Kid Vassar? What's happening? Why is this dude aiming?
Is Zeke still here? Did you leave?
Huh? I don't know.
Zeke? Yeah, he's here. What's going on, man?
What up?
All right.
I can't provide.
No.
I'm concerned for your health.
If you was really concerned for my health, you would
No.
you would have
Piss on me.
pissed.
So stupid. Damn it.
That shit is always gonna be funny to me, son. Just
Damn it.
piss on me.
Damn it.
Spit on me.
Yeah.
Just cry on me. I'm so thirsty.
Like cry on me.
Drool.
Just drool on me. I'm so
Just a little
You do
bit.
not need
just
that
on my
much
pillow.
water that you're willing to accept saliva.
just let a nigga drool on you.
Cry on me? That's salt water. You don't want any of that. All of these things are terrible options. Zeke, damn it.
Oh man, that's funny. Zeke,
Do you know what starving Ethiopian kids do for hydration sometimes?
cry at each other.
No, on occasion they
Cry at each other.
they suck- they suck-
I don't know, nigga.
They're using their tears as a weapon.
They can't because they don't have any water to produce tears.
Cry.
Oh, that's just sad.
No, it is sad, but
Niggas just crying at each other.
you can get some humor out of it if you're the type of person who finds this kind of thing funny. Sometimes they suck moisture out of the ass of animals. And I saw this
All day.
video.
What the
where there
fuck
was
did
this-
you just say to me?
This isn't a joke. I saw this video where there was a where there was this black kid, and he was repeatedly sucking like ammonia out of this. It was a sheep or a cow or something's ass just to dye his hair, and I thought that was very humorous. I was the whole time I was like, you know, this is piss on me taken to the next level. This guy's literally.
How you
sucking.
so thirsty that you eating ass to get fucking hydration?
He's not eating, he's sucking.
Sucking some ass.
I'll get you.
Difference.
True. I am in awe.
I wonder, can high value targets drop legendary engrams and the loot at the same time? Am I from Sri Lanka? No. What? That's so specific. What? Why is your name just numbers?
Just let me suck your ass.
How'd they let you
Here
just
go.
put numbers as a name?
Here you go. Just.
This can't be real.
This video has a dubstep. It has a dubstep intro, but skip to 20.
Oh my gosh!
Skip to 25 seconds. You might want to
Why
That's
is
why I
that?
put this on stream. Nobody will ever see this against their will.
So essentially, eating the cow's ass, and people didn't know what she was doing. My best guess is that she was trying to get ammonia out of the cow to dye her hair. But it could have also been for moisture. But it doesn't look like it was moisture because she has a shirt. She has like some Jay-Z kind of shirt. Okay, I'm joking. She doesn't-
Jay-Z shirt?
She doesn't have a Jay-Z shirt.
What is a Jay-Z shirt?
I don't know. I'm just trying to relate. Okay.
To who?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
whisper
Zeke?
me the link. No, Loney. Not whispering you the link.
Anyway, very, very interesting.
The video is called Life in Africa. Good luck finding it. And that's it.
I got you out with the link.
I can put it in the if it allows me to put links. Oh no, it deleted my link.
Oh shit! Hold on, let me fucking. What? Why is your name different now? What the hell was your name before?
I don't know what it is, but people kept impersonating me, so I had to pick a.
Zeke the real, the true is you, right?
That's me. Yes, me.
Okay, post it now.
delete it again.
No, it's good. It's there. It's there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Let me get that exotic though. It's not an exotic. I repeat, that is not an exotic.
That is so sad.
That's what I'm saying. I have no space.
You just sucking ass for moisture.
And sometimes for moisture, other times to dye your hair, but like.
What color?
Well, the same stuff that dyes your hair blonde.
Yeah.
Which is it?
Let's
is
go.
present in some
In poop?
excretory fluids in cows.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweeping grants speed benefits when multi-tool is also equipped.
Girl, I just went to the hair salon, got my hair dyed that doodle brown.
Yeah, there's old men in Kenya who do it frequently. They put cow dung in their hair
Doodle
and it
brown.
colors it red.
Doodle brown.
Doodle brown. Don't stop,
brown.
pop that. If that song comes on and you're not dancing with nobody, you fucking up at the party.
What's good, Cass? My nigga Green. What's good, y'all? What's happening? Welcome to the stream, everybody.
I mean, if you really want to find out freaky things that people do with cow stuff, just go to India.
I don't want to know.
India sells cow pee for people's hair.
Sitting
and
here in
face.
this hurricane. Get out of there.
To dye it what color?
No, just to give people a Cleopatra-like glow, because they think that cows are, you know.
Using urine?
Yeah. It's supposed to contain therapeutic properties, but it's just conflating
I am not a fan.
spiritual ideas with ideas. Like there are actual like farms. Cow breeders have farms. They have like built-in channels and cow sheds to collect urine from the animal.
Impact is 41 on that.
It's antifungal and it's antibacterial, just like your piss is antibacterial. But
Yeah, but
Yeah,
dude, that's still
people
pee.
yeah, they apply to their face to reduce acne and control dandruff. I don't know. And it's supposed to actually prevent hair loss too, because it's an antioxidant. But yeah, it is still pee, just like
Yes.
very dangerous.
What's about it?
To ingest in large quantity.
Is it actually? So we got a new control for no reason.
Well, not really, because I like it. I like it.
Okay.
Got like 90 miles per hour wind out my door. Generated though is keeping the internet power. Okay. Nigga, get out of there. Like, why?
Okay.
Why? Why are you guys sitting in a hurricane?
So urine is an antioxidant.
Yep.
The more you know. Baby, hungry?
Not yet.
I'm about to order sanitas.
I mean, it's not like.
Well, now you can't leave.
Really? That's what you in the mood for?
I don't know what's wrong with me.
That's what they sell it as in India, an antioxidant.
Insane, bro.
It sells for like 200 rupees a liter, from what I can see on the internet. Cow urine distillate, which is much more than milk over there.
Hey, Zeke, do you know of any friggin' random ass remedies that could cure a common cold?
What have you tried?
Fucking honey lemon. Fucking. I'm just dying.
There's no cure.
I'm just.
Yeah, there's no.
I'm gonna die.
Probably.
You just have to take it, man.
Alright, well, fuck it.
Gargle shit. Drink hot liquids, take a shower, just things that clear your sinuses. That's the best you can do.
Okay.
And even that will fall short.
Sleep with an extra
Why you
pillow.
gotta be such a pessimist, Scoop?
It's just realistic. It's just there's no surefire thing. What works for me might not work for you and vice versa. So even if I give you a suggestion of what worked for me, you try it and it doesn't work, now I look stupid because I gave you the suggestion. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't trying to say none of
Hey,
that,
babe, you want
bro.
something?
Real talk. Huh?
Man, what do you want from me? You want anything from the
Did you completely just ignore me?
Oh no, I heard everything that you said just now. I had no rebuttal, so I just like jumped to another conversation.
You can't do that.
You want anything? You want anything from this spot, babe?
It's insane, man.
And man, listen, I learned that that's the only way to escape a scoop frame trap.
There was no Okay.
So go on, Scoot hitting you with Scoot hitting you with some shit, and you don't want to go further into the conversation because it might blow you away, or because you got nothing else to say. Just talk to somebody else, man.
It's chess with pigeons, okay? Sometimes you just don't play chess with pigeons. Scoot isn't a respectable man.
You might learn something from a pigeon.
I don't know why that was so funny. That was stupid. I'm fucking weak. That shit was bad. That shit was stupid.
Real talk, man.
I'm fucking God.
Nobody's learning anything from a pigeon, man. What the I like how he couldn't even get it out without laughing.
Oh my God. Yo, wow. That was mad funny.
Wait, is it still loading? Fuck, it already loaded.
You might learn something.
You might learn something from a pigeon. The fuck we gonna learn from a pigeon?
If a pigeon beat me in chess, I'ma rape it. What?
No. What?
That was Lonely, wasn't it?
No, it was Toby 988.
Oh
Toby,
shit!
Like, what?
Lonely got followers.
Like what?
That was
What
a
does that
full
even
blown.
mean?
That was a full blown Lonely statement.
Like what does that even mean though? Like how? What? Why? Are you threatening me or the pigeon? Like I don't. Just
You're not gonna
I'll
rape
keep
a
the pigeons
bird.
away from me. And why would you do it? Because it beat you in chess. Like take that L. Like,
Just get good, nigga. Read some books, learn.
like how is that how you threaten somebody?
And I'm gonna
If you
rape the
beat me,
bird.
I'm gonna rape. Like what? Hey.
Like wait, see now I don't even want to play with you.
Yeah, I'm not playing.
In the off chance that I lose, then now I'm raped.
Now I'm raped.
Now I'm raped.
Fuck out of here, man.
Yo, what the fuck is happening today, B?
I don't know, dude. Rolling up said some off the wall shit. Huh?
It's good to say you might learn from a pigeon.
Hey, hold on.
You might learn something from a pigeon.
If I see a pigeon pick up a chessboard and start playing, I've learned something.
And that nigga is putting in work.
Not even if he lose. If I see a pigeon playing chess, I'm like,
Oh my
what?
God.
Pigeons are smarter than I thought. I learned something today.
That's what straight up.
It's a figure of speech, okay?
Hey, man. All I know is that I ain't getting raped over no chess game.
You try to play chess with a pigeon and it knocks all the pieces over, craps on the board, and flies back to its flock. To
That's
claim
crazy.
it. You're about to get shit on by a pigeon. This is why you don't play chess with a pigeon in the first place. It's the same principle as just not responding.
Niggas just sitting outside with some gloves. Just, alright, there's the flock right there. I only need one. He runs over, grabs the bird. Alright, you're mine. Ain't nobody going outside scheming on no bird to play some shit. Where your friends?
What?
Where are your friends?
Bro, why do you not die, man? Oh no. Do not chase me. Leave me. Leave me be.
You might learn something.
You might learn something from a pigeon. So we found out that people be sucking ass to stay hydrated, using pee and poop to dye their hair, and niggas be raping birds.
Like that was crazy.
Hey, ban them.
Definitely not. I can learn something from him.
How does this extension work? Alright, well first you gotta be a sub, Gemini. And then you click the thing. You click the Gucci Mane. I'm kidding about the sub part, by the way. But you click the you click the Gucci Mane and then shit just happens. It just gives you a bunch of options for shit. That you can play freaking games and shit. And rack up your points. Are you from Sri Lanka? Nah. Oh, same
Why
nigga.
did he? Nah,
same
he
nigga.
asked. Yeah, he asked me that too.
Was it a bunch of
Damn.
numbers?
Yes.
Yeah, you can eat a barrage of dicks, my nigga.
What is wrong? He was just asking.
Oh no, he asked me the same thing.
Why is that? What's the matter with that? What?
Because he saw the multi-stream link.
Figured
Then
he
he
ain't
just said,
he ain't get an answer he wanted
yeah.
out of Scoot, so he tried his luck over here.
Yeah.
For what?
Well, he's trying to. He's chancing it. He's real opportunistic, asking you if you're from Sri Lanka, man.
And what if I am? Then what?
Get out of there.
What is this?
Maybe
What is
he's
that?
about to
A
warn us or
barrage-
something like.
A barrage of dicks. He's concerned.
Yeah, word. Now he gonna go clap everything up because he think I'm in Sri Lanka. Can I tell him to eat a bag of a fucking barrage of dicks?
This man, he just said he's just looking for a Sri Lanka streamer. Okay, he's just trying to find a friend in the world. You told him to eat a barrage of dicks.
How many dicks is a barrage?
At least 17.
Back to back. At once. Fucking Gatling gun in front of your face, just dick flying on it.
At least 17.
You gonna eat 17 dicks, bruh?
No.
I was talking to him. I was talking about you, nigga. I know you not eating no
no.
penis. What you talking about?
Damn it.
Dick bombardment.
Dick bombardment. Let me get this heavy though. Oh no.
What was that one shit Nicki Minaj said on Monster? I swear she said Sri Lanka once. Pull up in a Tonka color, really Wonka, some Sri
With a
Lanka.
bad bitch that came from Sri Lanka.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I have a
Tonka
sword beside
color,
my
Willy
name.
Wonka. You could be the king, but watch the queen conquer. Okay,
First things first, I'll eat your brain.
Okay. Nobody sounds like that.
Niggas don't understand how important delivery is in fucking music, bro. Niggas do not understand. Like, if half the verses you thought were fire were poorly delivered, or the nigga had a fucking shitty voice, you wouldn't enjoy the verse as much.
Alright, first things first, I'll eat your brain.
Like-
Then I'm gonna rock gold teeth and chains.
First things first. I'll eat your brain.
You dunking?
My dunk. Okay, I gotta stop now.
First things first, I'll eat your brain.
I'll eat your brain. Then
I'm going to rock gold teeth and chains.
Yo, not for nothing. The United Kingdom is just straight up getting bodied right now, bro. I've seen so many memes saying when the beat is fire, but a British nigga start rapping on it, and there's people with disgusted ass faces. I be feeling so bad. And then they got this fucking bop bop skibbity bop 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 ass nigga now.
that was so funny.
That shit is so
That
fucking
was-
stupid.
Are you talking about MC Shaq?
Yeah. Skibby
That was a
bop
joke.
bop. Yeah, it was a joke, but it's still like not. It's not making like the UK seem any better when it comes to rap.
The UK is pretty good. It's just that the problem is it's difficult to understand if you're not used to the accent.
I mean, I fuck with Skepta. Like, it just depends on like the quality of the song.
I just hate the way they talk because after everything they say, isn't it?
Wait,
Are,
really?
are Americans really complaining
all-
about
it's
British,
all,
the
isn't
way
it?
British people
It's all,
talk?
isn't it?
Yeah, wait, why? Is that supposed to be like how we're supposed to sound or something? Do we
No.
sound stupid in comparison?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, from a global perspective, yes, Americans are.
The
normally
American
sound very-
English language is like retarded.
You almost said the American language. I was about to.
See,
give
and
you a
then it's
slap. I was
it's
about to slap you.
retarded, and then fucking in
'Cause I
different
wanted to say
areas,
it-
everybody sounds different.
I want to say it as Americans know it. Like,
I feel you. I don't feel you.
huh?
Huh? No, I definitely feel you.
Okay, calm down.
Nah, but the shit is crazy though, cause like niggas will say something like a different freaking way of speaking of English from a different country sounds retarded, but then they come to fucking America and hear 13 different versions of fucking American English. West Coast English and East Coast English ain't the same. I talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Good talk.
It's the same criticism with the British thing. I mean, most of those rappers are just from London or Manchester or something, and the Birmingham accent is completely different to the London accent, and then the Glastonbury accent is completely different. So there are a bunch of different accents there too. So you can't just say British people sound retarded. based on where you go, they sound very
Nah. It's like fucking like like Scoot says water. I say water.
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 I say de water.
Water.
Huh?
Water.
You do not say water.
Water. Water.
Water.
for this guy.
Say
Yeah,
that.
water.
Father. Father, forgive me.
Father.
Okay, just in the UK, you don't say anything with a T.
No, I mean lots of people do pronounce their T's.
The daughter with
Water.
the water.
Isn't it? I thought it was water.
Yeah, water.
You're
Water.
so
Water
fucking
bottle.
retarded. You guys are so retarded. I can't believe
Wait,
it.
am I wrong? Isn't it water? Water bottle?
Yeah, I thought it was water.
Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
My
Okay,
daughter.
if I'm far off base, tell me right now.
Yeah,
Like,
please teach.
This is chess with pigeons.
Ha! Wow, that is so
nah,
disrespectful.
there's no way.
No, that's.
I am not
I'm sorry.
shitting on the board and putting fucking pieces all over
I'm
the place.
sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know how spamming water in
Water.
Water and a daughter.
Water.
my my daughter with the water and the water. Water.
this is highly unparliamentary language. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just asking questions.
So
I'm obviously
explain.
just-
What are we doing wrong?
Yeah.
Some places say water. Yes, you're right. Some places.
And there it is.
Some-
That's all I
Forever,
needed to
forever,
hear.
ever, forever.
DMC kid with the
some places
sub,
say
appreciate you. Oh yeah, some people say water.
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 Which is a completely different. you know?
Daddy. Trumpet.
Daddy, hello.
Father.
Yes, it's me.
Your
Somebody put
daughter.
these men
Your
in
daughter.
jail.
Hello, my daughter is going to school tomorrow.
That's it sounds so dumb.
Okay, but that's how you say it, man.
Hey, shout out to the
If your
British.
daughter going to school tomorrow in the UK, that's how you say it. Otherwise, everybody look at you like you stupid. Like, what? Your daughter's going to school? Do you mean your daughter's going to school tomorrow?
Tomorrow. It sounds like his teeth
man.
fucked up.
That's it, man. Just rolling up to school tomorrow. Why? Unclean why? What's coming down, Pierce? What's happening? What's my opinion on D2? It's very good. I enjoy it more than the first one.
Very much so, in fact.
I mean, obviously, like it's not perfect, but for what it is, what it was promised, it's all of that is delivered so far.
Really?
Yeah.
No, nothing that makes you kind of grit your teeth.
Huh?
Nothing that makes you kind of grit your teeth. Like, I don't know.
Well,
about
of course. Like the stupid stuff, like how like stuff doesn't drop all the time. Like if you're trying to get like high level gear, like, it won't drop like as much as you would expect it to, or as much as you would want it to. But I mean, for the most part, it's still pretty consistent.
My first Twitch live stream and I get banned because I ranted about the Gears of Reality being too loud and the death of the Second Republic. I mean, I think that's against terms of service.
I thought he should have died there. Why? I was missing shots though. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, it's supremacy. Shit. Just now realized. Bro, I see you. Bro, I see you. You're gonna die.
I got my daughter, my water. Skr skr. Yo. Streaming.
Oh shit. What? Stuck.
Not sure what's happening. Donde? That's the joint on 36? That's the joint on 70 Sunday Street by Utrecht, right? Where the fuck is it at?
Let me get this.
Who's going? What time y'all niggas think about going? Definitely not making it. Not making it. I'll be streaming for a bit. Alright, I'll be in touch. You said what? Oh, nah, nigga, I got a fucking cold. Yeah, cuz. Shut your
What?
mouth, pussy. I'll be out.
Bruh, that was-
I'm gonna holler at you later.
Sauce these niggas. You know I got you, Tyrannix. Been doing this since day one, boy.
Yeah.
Got me a multi-tool. That's actually all I needed. Come here. Come here. Get out of here. Oh, shit. Oh, help. Teammate. There you go. Oh. Oh, behind us. Oh, we in trouble. I see you. What you doing over there? Why? He won't do it. There's 3 people aiming at you. Yeah, I'm gonna let them finish y'all. Boy's gonna come over here.
Hey, Scoot.
Huh?
I think remember when I dropped the 2 asses in the chat asking which one was better? Everybody said left. I think Mikey talking about some right.
Huh? I don't know.
When I dropped when I dropped the 2 asses
I
in the
thought
chat.
it was 2 dudes. I kind of retracted my statement. But
No. It was
time.
chicks. It was chicks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if we're talking about it was the left one.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. I was trying to explain that. I'm saying the right one. Who's that? Okay. I was trying to explain to Mikey that friggin' if anything, the one on the right would have to compensate more, and you know what I'm saying, do some more throwing because she, you know what I'm saying, she's lacking in the rear a little bit.
And there it is.
Yeah, Mikey talking about something that doesn't
obviously,
mean anything.
The color of the one on the right would sway me. She had, you know.
Yeah, she had that little tan thing going on.
Yeah, but I mean, in general,
The shape
on
and
the
the
left
raw,
was
raw bubble. She got the bubble.
left was better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what I see. I like what I like. Why? I'll tell you something about that right now. Why?
I like the left. I had seen it. Now, if the left had the color of the right, I could.
You can't breathe. What is that? Wait, what are you guys talking about?
Hold on, let me see if I can scroll up. Talking about some rear ends.
If I just perpetually scroll up, I'll find it.
Where you coming from? Where you coming from, boy?
Baby.
Bro, I
Wagwan.
see that. Oh no,
You need to.
I wasn't ready,
To match the delivery. So pick
bro.
what you want.
Bro, just die.
I already picked what I want.
Let's get it. This is your destiny, not theirs. Straight up. Wait, did I win? Oh, I thought that was the game. Okay.
Oh, I found
I
it.
thought the
Found
game
it.
was over.
Which is better, left or okay? Let's examine this. Oh, this is a hard one. Left.
Does he have a towel over him? Put the towel over him.
Left, but I bet the right one jiggles a bit more. Now this is a tough.
Zeke, you've
Which
already
one of
correct. You've chosen the correct
use
answer.
Use that. Oh, it's wet? Use one of the client towels. Yeah, this brick.
Oh no! I just used my. for no reason,
I would
too.
say so. I think that'd be a good idea. Oh, Link? Oh,
Yeah, they
I'm
need
gonna-
to. The one thing they do need to do in PvP is buff the hit detection on hand cannons, not the range, not the stability, not anything else, just the hit detection. Like, cause even when I'm in optimal range, it's still like, bruh. I'm still looking like I don't even know if I'm hitting this dude. I should be, but I'm definitely not. So
Actually, I pick right because it looks like she's standing more honestly than the person who's on the left.
you think the
You ever
right
seen-
is enhancing her with her stance?
No, the left is enhancing with their stance. Have you ever seen that party trick where people look like they're floating? They face away from you and they raise both their heels, and it looks like they're actually levitating.
Their heels? Wouldn't that come off obvious?
They only use one foot to lift themselves. Front to one foot to lift themselves, and then the left foot, the one that's closer to you, and cast a shadow on the right foot, let's say.
Okay.
So it covers the front part of the foot that they're using to lift themselves. So it looks like they're levitating. It's one of those shitty party tricks. And I think she's doing something similar in this photo. In that she's actually sort of lifting herself.
Yes, please. Oh wait. Oh, you scrolled up and saw the shit that I was talking about, Zeke.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, wait, Scoot. You remember you got served, right? Like you have a pretty solid like recollection of the movie, right?
Fat Man Scoop, Click the Clan.
All right. So you remember the one part where they were doing like the last battle and the white dude did the fucking I'm gonna fucking start floating above the ground shit.
Yeah.
Do you think that's how the nigga did it?
Did what?
The levitating bullshit that he did in the battle, in the dance battle.
How he did what? I don't even know what we're talking about.
Okay, so I got you right now. You got served floating. Let me find the part.
DJ, drop it like it's hot.
What's my power level? Shit. I think it's like 74. But I'll be right back.
Right. Let me find the clip in the meantime. Where's the floaty thing? Hold on. Can't find. Where the fuck is the thing? What up, Bill? Oh, let me throw this shit on. Let me throw this shit in here real quick so you can see what's going on. Say again. Peppermint. Yeah. Okay. Where is it? That was the nigga that did it. Hold on, where's the move though?
Yeah, he was crying. She was doing laundry and he was in the crib. He was freaking out because she left, but then he was okay. I picked him up. It was pretty cool.
All right, Scoot. Looking smokes. I put the timestamp. This move right here.
What? How?
Look at smokes.
Wait, how? You think he did? How he did what?
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah. You said what? You said what,
was
man?
the question now?
Leave it. Do you think he did that the way that?
Yeah, that's what I was describing. Yes, that's what he's doing. Yeah.
That's how he did it? You think so?
Yep. David Blaine did the same. David Blaine is much better at this. He does something similar. He actually uses ropes for a little bit, but when he does it in front of live audiences and this kind of thing, he essentially raises himself with one foot, and the shadow of the other foot overcasts the part that's lifting. So let me.
Shouty!
Ah, shit. Okay, those boys actually got destroyed last game. I should put like a timestamp. That 43 minutes.
Hey, did you play with Macro yet?
No.
I'll never forget that day. You can say, "Hey, school, put me in." Mad confident. Bottom of the map. Bottom of the list.
This is basic. Yeah. Skip to 2:15.
2:15.
Yeah.
Let me see what you got. David
Not
Blaine
the-
levitation trick, street magic.
He does that part with ropes, but the real thing you do by lifting one foot above the other.
He was really thin wire for this, didn't he?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Black people got the most over the top reactions, bro. I love it. Oh shit, girl! Let me run this way real quick.
My favorite one is when you start running. That's my favorite one.
So I can't join. Oh shit, my bad. Wait. My nigga Afro Nate with the 499 sub. Welcome to the Circle of Life, boy. Thank you, man. Hey.
Yeah, but maybe close over here together, yeah. Like that.
Why is he running? It was 1v1.
Yeah, just
Thank
stay
you.
kind of close, right? Here we go.
Shit. Then I got team shot. What did my teammate do?
Land on you guys. Hold on. Pause.
Wait
Killed
for
him
it.
though. Can't lie. Hey, Afro Nate, thank you, man. I thought you was already subbed, to be honest.
I don't know.
You always be
I'll
up in
able to
here.
get off, man.
Thank you, thank you.
Just if I fall, just catch me, man.
Go ahead and spam that moat if you would feel like it. It's the only moat that exists. So
Yeah.
I mean,
That shit is funny.
okay, I missed. That's.
Hey, what up, I Dream
so
of Sleep?
weak.
If you just coming into the stream and you got that sub, you can go ahead and look at the emotes right now and see that the great deletion has occurred. All your favorites are gone. They are dead.
There we go. That's what some clean shots look like. Shit. He ran. Was a good combo? Did you say your power level? I think it's 273 right now, but I think the max is 274. I don't, off the top of my head, that's what I get. What? What? Where did all that damage come from? They all just popped up out of nowhere. Oh my god. Damn it, I want to shoot his trip mine. Bitch. Okay. That's not making any sense, man. I missed both of my first shots, though. Can't lie. Vadir with the 499. Hey.
Flex.
Is this the sub train? What's going on? Thank you, guys. Welcome. Welcome to Circle of Life. Spam that
What?
That's the song.
I'm getting
Oh,
team
yes.
shot now. Here we are.
I love that movie.
What happens? No sub train? What do you mean? How you gonna speak for everybody? You don't know what people got planned. Everybody chill out. Hold on. Where did he go? I'm about to say. No. No. What? Oh, he had a shotgun. Okay. This is... Everything's fine. I'm dead.
Oh, that's what I use those for.
Like...
Oh, Zero Copy got the Morgan titty. Okay, clean.
Here we go. Okay. Shit. Oh. 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 I don't know how I got away, teammates. There you go. Get in there.
Don't drink it yet.
It's hot.
No. You don't.
Got one. The other dude's gonna try to run this way. Cut him off.
No big deal.
Cut him off. Yep, that's damage. That is crispy. Oh, I'm dead.
Okay.
Caught
I
his
still
teammate.
gotta figure out what the
Run.
hell else I wanted to get from that place.
They just calling their teammates now? That's what. Oh, run, teammate, run. Teammate, don't challenge that. I'm not there with you.
Appreciate you, Hentai Time. Thank you.
Oh my god. Black Star Pichu with the sub. Yeah. All right.
Today's the day.
Welcome to welcome to Circle of Life, everybody. Thank you guys for the subs. Thank you guys for the follows. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate that. Appreciate the love, support.
Babe, how
You guys-
much more did I have to order?
Oh, swoop.
You need to put $2
That boy got
on
swooped.
Why would anybody subscribe to Scoot?
I already put what I want.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Why would anybody willingly subject themselves to Scoot?
I should have killed him. That was sad. That was so sad.
Wait, what? Scoot? It wasn't that offensive.
Huh?
I thought you were talking about killing.
I was talking about the game.
Oh.
I completely forgot what Zeke was talking about. And I just was talking about the game. Still traded with him. I should have killed the other one though. Thank you guys. Thank you guys again.
Thank you so much. Everybody, thank you. From the bottom of my heart.
Piss on me.
I don't know what's going on.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Zeke?
Thank all of you.
Yes?
You ever played Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg?
Yeah, I played that game before in my life.
Shit. Move! Teammate! Oh.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful for your help. I'm so very thankful for your time.
Thank you.
I appreciate you taking the time to subscribe to me. I appreciate your consideration, your guidance, your help. Thank you
for pissing on me.
My best wishes and sincere appreciation for the gratitude that I'm. Okay,
R. Kelly peed on a little girl, bro.
What the hell, really?
Yeah, I just thought about that. Like, R. Kelly actually got away with peeing on a little girl.
Why did he do this?
From back in the day when he made the tape.
He actually peed on a girl?
Yeah.
Forgive and forget, boys.
Hell no.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody cares. These people's jobs are to be American Idol. Nobody cares.
That's crazy.
MJ used to go on planes with whiskey in his cups. He used to have them in Diet Coke cans and he used to give them to the kids here. Everybody forgets, man. Think about this stuff too much, you get sad. You want to start changing the world and you turn into an actual human being. God forbid you ever put any responsibility on yourself.
Insane. Why are you thinking about this now? Nah, cause the whole sex cult thing that he had going on the other day. Like, this nigga got away with some wild shit and then proceeded to do something wilder. Well, no, I don't think having a sex cult is wild with people that are age of consent is wilder than urinating on a 14-year-old. Excuse me. Damn, R. Kelly be on some shit, bro.
Illegal and monstrous.
Wow.
This shit is crazy. I mean, if you ever look into Hollywood and this kind of stuff, the predatory behavior of powerful people that's just ignored is insane. There's a tremendous amount of it. And like, there's a bunch of actresses who've come out recently. Basically, a lot of them said that they only got the jobs that they got because they performed sexual acts, or they lost jobs over refusing to perform sexual acts with directors. And it's just insane. Because the fact that nobody talks about it that much, or that it's ignored and it's just mentioned in a TV show once or twice means that young people who are in a vulnerable position are pressurized to partake in these acts, and it just perpetuates it even further. Like, if you really need a job and you know that the third girl who's gonna apply for this job is gonna sleep with the director, then you're pressured to.
Yeah.
So it only perpetuates it. It's
like, oh shit, I'm not gonna get this job unless I fucking start blowing this old dude.
Yep.
And if I don't do it, somebody else is gonna do it and take my job.
Lots of people in the modeling industry, especially male modeling industry, are very frequently solicited. Actually,
I hope that the male models are at least boning chicks, bro. Or like
Sorry?
I would rather like sleep with if I was put in a position to do that, bro. I'm talking about man, and I had to pick. I ain't blowing no dude. I'll bone an old ass lady though.
No, it's mostly gay.
I'll fuck the wrinkles off some old ass lady.
Jesus.
But I tell you right now, I ain't about to get thrashed. I know old man shove some Vienna sausage in my asshole. You got me fucked up.
Yeah, so it's, I mean, like, if I ever had a kid, I'd try my best to avoid sending them to art schools and this kind of thing, because
Cause shit like that goes down.
Yeah, the amount of corruption that goes down that everybody knows about, like even child sex abuse scandals and this kind of thing that people just ignore because that's lay Hollywood is kind of disgusting. And anybody who's that young who comes into a tremendous amount of money through effectively luck or
they're extremely
whatever,
impressionable
or whatever,
you know, to do whatever the shit.
Yeah, you just turn your kid into a dollar chaser.
That's crazy.
There's no point in it.
That's fucked, bro.
Like, even if you hear about like the parties that people had back then, you ever seen Wolf of Wall Street and that kind of thing? Most of those, one of the people that the Wolf of Wall Street was based on. There's the real Jordan Belfort. That he's a real guy. He's the person who appears in Wolf of Wall Street. But
yeah,
there's another guy that the partying sort of behavior was based on, and he used to just go to Leonardo DiCaprio's party, and everybody was there, and it was all just hookers and orgies and drugs and all this kind of stuff. If you run into that much money when you're early, the probability that you're going to become Chester from Linkin Park increases substantially. You know.
Poor Chester.
Because you're put in a position of power. You can literally pick people in the room to sleep, but then nobody will
object. Yeah.
Not even object, but nobody will bat an eyelid because nobody cares.
Because of the power that you have.
Yeah, effectively the power that you have, and then you start thinking you deserve it. It's like lottery winners who think they deserve it.
Not to be a conspiracy theorist or anything, but you ever feel like some of these celebrities that end up having that end up with like cult followings and shit like that, like Michael Jackson and shit like that. You ever feel like they get murdered because they have so much power?
What do you mean murdered? You mean killed?
Yeah. I think about it. There's a bunch of conspiracy theories. Like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. Like, when I see these celebrities die and shit, I think it's like, damn, he kicked the bucket, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But part of me, like in the back of my head, sometimes I feel like, you know what? He had a lot of influence on a lot of people. So if he decided to like expose some shit, like, what's to say that these people wouldn't like really like believe that shit and it'll completely like ruin somebody or expose something?
I mean, if you've ever read about MK Ultra or anything like that, it's not beyond the United States government or governmental agencies in general to purposely misdirect and mislead people and even put people under drugs and psychologically torture them and this kind of thing and put them in those situations just to keep people's perceptions under the rock. So conspiracy theorists these days have a lot of what's the word? Plausibility in the sense that crazier shit has happened. So it's yeah.
Damn, dude.
I mean, there's stuff that you can find on even Wikipedia, like basically Wikipedia and stuff.
Drink your tea before you eat.
Okay. What do you feel like doing, babe?
I want Bronson back.
Who you telling?
It's so boring.
I know. I know. You said what? You want to?
Drink your tea. Now.
That shit is hot.
Well,
Shit is crazy though. Hey Zeke, do you think Michael Jackson did that shit that they accused him of?
Yes.
100%?
You can't really make statements about this kind of shit. You can't make statements about this kind of stuff because all you know is what people have told you. So if you're to look at the evidence in inverted commas of the situation, it looks like he did some of the things that people say he's done. But I mean, what standard is that evidence? Most of the time, things are said on television. Nobody double checks them, and everybody just automatically believes them, and then they're stuck there. You're smeared,
True.
So So I've never done any research into Michael Jackson, whatever the things he did, you know. So I haven't actually put any effort into determining whether the things people have said about him are true or not. Is important. Everybody should form their own opinions based on effort in this kind of thing. You shouldn't just read some news article or whatever paper pushers are trying to get you.
I feel you.
Anyway, yeah, the one of those really freaky things that actually did happen that causes a lot of conspiracy theories to get taken seriously is this MK Ultra thing. There's this guy called Donald Ewan Cameron. He was the head of the American Psychiatric Association, the Canadian Psychiatric Association, all of these psychiatry organizations, and he was hired by the CIA to conduct experiments. Yeah, conduct experiments basically with the aims of trying to develop means of controlling populaces, seeing whether torture worked and this kind of thing. And there was the situation with him, which was very interesting, was that he was conducting experiments on children, and what he did, and there was a lot of people who disagreed with this. People in the army and this kind of thing actually disagreed with him, and they tried to they tried to shut the thing down. But what happened was he had recorded high up officials having sex with these kids, and used that to frame them to give him more funding for the operation. So the whole thing got out of control. This one guy played everybody, and he started doing these child abuse experiments. He used to put them in sensory deprivation chambers. He used to literally put them in rooms with nothing in there and just replay tapes and this kind of thing. He used to drug them up, all this sort of, keep them in horse stables. And this, it was terrible. It was awful. And at the same time, they were doing a bunch of other experiments on stuff like LSD to see if it made anybody more susceptible to suggestion and this kind of thing. And it went crazy. Like within the CIA, people were microdosing their friends with LSD and stuff just to see them behave strangely. So it all got very out of control. And then after all this stuff came out, the CIA tried to destroy it. But what happened was they had accidentally filed a lot of these files in some different cabinet somewhere, and somebody found it. So about 3% of the stuff was found, and it's absolutely heinous. It's terrible. The stuff that they tremendous amount of child abuse and this kind of thing. And there's even evidence of them flying planes over certain places in the United States of America and dropping compounds, or like dropping compounds over Florida and these kind of places to see whether they could agitate a population enough to act. They ended up finding out nothing. All they got from it, according to the CIA, was that psychological torture is much more effective than physical torture. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, afterwards, there was this tremendous campaign to focus on stuff like the microdosing LSD people, kind of, just so that it would distract away from the other stuff. Mm. And it did. Whenever anybody mentions MK Ultra now, everybody remembers that they were just testing LSD just to make it sound like it was a bunch of incompetent researchers fucking around with drugs. But it was a lot more sinister than that. And there was a lot of children who were abused, and army vets who were abused, and university students who were abused, and American citizens that were abused by an American program. It was terrible. Mm. So when you find out about these things, and these things are public knowledge, they're like, you know, the CIA admit to this. They release the documents and all this kind of stuff because they have to. You can't really take.
Don't care.
You can't really call conspiracy theories crazy because it gives them some sort of
validity.
Yeah, it gives them validity. And you can only imagine what the other 95% of paper. So, it's mad. It's crazy. This is the world we live in. It's an acting out of individual powerful personalities, and who knows if they tried to shut it down or not. And this guy was just clever enough that he framed enough to keep it going or whatever, you know. So it's pretty mental. Actually, one of the consequences of this, one of the people who was involved in MK Ultra, he was taken as a university student and subjected to some sort of psychological torture just to see what would happen. His name was Ted Kaczynski. I don't know if you've heard of him. But he was I think the youngest maths professor in one of these Ivy League institutions. Was it Harvard or Princeton or something? And he was a tremendously gifted person, mathematically speaking. And then later on, what happened to this guy was he turned into the Unabomber. Maybe you've heard of the Unabomber.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the Unabomber. And a lot of people posit the reason he became the Unabomber was because of the psychological torture he was made susceptible to by this program MK Ultra. So, yeah, very very interesting. So that guy, the Unabomber, he was actually a genius mathematician. He was one of the greatest minds of his time, and he was just taken unknowingly as a university student and subjected to this sort of psychiatric evaluation, which ended up just being a sort of torture session where they chose his beliefs and particularly targeted them and told him that they were silly and all this kind of thing. It didn't matter what he believed in, whether it was right or wrong or whatever. They just wanted to break him down and see what would happen. And he and the consequences were kind of crazy. So,
damn, dude.
Yeah, this. Yeah.
That sucks. America's fucked up. A lot of people want to live here. No, I'm being dead ass serious. Like, this country is fucked up. Am I wrong? Like, is America that fucking... Oh my god, I want to live here.
Yeah, this isn't rumor stuff. I mean, you can literally go on the MK Ultra. You can Google MK Ultra and go to a Wikipedia page and read all this stuff. It's public knowledge. You can read the papers from the sources if you want to. This isn't rumor stuff. This is actual stuff. And they're forced to release these documents every so often because their statute of limitations expires. I don't know if that's the correct word.
That's so fucked, man.
But yeah, this is the type of thing that gives people, that gives conspiracy theorists credence, because every time they believe something crazy, they can just say, "Well, you think I'm crazy? Look at this thing that actually happened."
Mm-hmm.
And it causes it's a subject of not a statute of limitations, but whatever that is, a gag order or this kind of thing. It just stops being classified essentially.
That's so.
But yeah, I mean, if you read it, the actual goal of MK Ultra was, this isn't verbatim, this is a quote: research and development of chemical, biological, and radiological materials capable of employment in clandestine operations to control human behavior. And inside MK Ultra were 149 sub-projects which did different things, including various universities, research foundations, hospitals. So.
Damn, dude.
Just Google it.
Man, America is so fucked.
But you think just America is doing this?
I mean, I guess right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. There is other places that are participating. If it's happening here, it's definitely happening somewhere else, huh?
Yeah, I mean, if the Russians were pretty bad too. Basically, anybody who had good. The problem with the other sort of experiments that people conducted were they were sort of wartime experiments, and there were bad people conducting them, and they were called bad experiments, like the Nazi experiments and the experiments the Japanese conducted on Chinese populace and this kind of thing. All of this terrible stuff. They were wartime things, and in fact, a lot of the doctors and people who conducted those experiments were excused as long as they agreed to give up their research. But that's a different thing. That's wartime. This is you're experimenting on your own populace in a mass way, and it's disgusting. And there's a lot of child abuse in it. It's a lot shadier than. I mean, it's a lot less forgivable than. Even though that other stuff is not forgivable, but the point is that other stuff is very widely called what it was, and the torture and human rights violations in this guy. This stuff just flies under the radar. Nobody cares about it because R. Kelly pissed on a girl sometime. Yeah.
That shit is insane. See what's up? Like, this is so much shit. Is it Super Mario 64 online? Yeah, man. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Ain't it crazy how just being in a position of power, having some kind of celebrity can freaking kind of like save you from getting in trouble?
Yeah, but at the same time, you're usually destroying yourself. I don't really envy people like Leonardo DiCaprio or extremely wealthy people who don't know how to handle it. I don't envy them. No.
I want to say envy, but like to be in that position would definitely be nice.
to be able to get away with whatever you want to get away with, but they don't have any real power in the sense that they don't need to really do anything illegal. You know, you could just go to a concert and or not a concert, one of these festival places, and ask 6 willing participants to come backstage with you and do all of this degrading, awful shit to them. And it's not illegal because they gave complete consent.
True.
It's when children get involved, that's a different story. When people who can't give consent get involved, that's a different story. When you're actually doing criminal things, it's a different story. But most of the times, the stuff that they get away with is not illegal. It might be morally reprehensible or whatever, but it's not illegal. They're just taking advantage of people who are old enough to be legally stupid. I mean, they're legally allowed to be stupid and make terrible decisions for themselves and this kind of, and perpetuate awfulness.
That shit is fucked.
What is this game you're playing? How are you playing as Yoshi? I thought this was a Mario game.
There's Mario Online. I'm sipping that up on me.
Is Mario Online?
Mm-hmm. You never heard about this?
No.
Yeah, bro. There's Super Mario 64 Online. Somebody made this.
So you can play the levels with like people.
Mm-hmm. And everybody could go off and do their own thing if they want to. Like Zeph is freaking Waluigi. He's running around somewhere in here right now. I just can't find him. That shit is crazy, son. Wow, bro. So Zeke.
Yeah.
Go ahead, hit the people with some random knowledge.
To random knowledge. What do you want to know?
Just hit me with a did you know something XYZ, and then go and give an explanation about it. Cause like I still feel like that fucking kangaroo ass conversation was top fucking tier.
There's so many. Like this is one of those situations where you go into the store and you want to get tomato ketchup, and there's 65 brands of tomato ketchup, and you don't know which one to pick. They've given you so many options that it's restricted your choose competently.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't really know what to talk about.
Okay. Why do people like why do shrooms and like fucking acid like give people the effects that they do?
Oh, okay. I actually know a lot about this. So let's talk about acid because I know a lot about acid. So
okay.
LSD stands for lysergic acid diethylamide. And
I'm listening.
And yeah, it's
That shit sounds like this.
Go ahead, Zeke.
Oh, go ahead. Okay. So the do you want to know how it works?
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of chemistry.
Elaborate.
It's kind of hard to dumb it down, you know. But
so wait, so the reason why like the shit happens to your brain is all chemistry?
yeah, it's chemistry, yeah. Basic.
What,
It
does
causes
it
visual
fucking like rewire your brain or some shit?
Yes. Yes, basically. So exactly how LSD does its effect, nobody really knows. But everybody guesses that the way it works is it increases this thing called glutamate release in this part of your, and it's been shown to activate these things called DARP32 related pathways, which a bunch of other drugs do. Everybody uses, and that's just too technical to be to talk. I mean, we could talk about it, but it would just be extremely boring. So glutamate, the thing that it's supposed to enhance is this acid in the brain that's a neurotransmitter. It's like the positive part of it.
Isn't that like that one shit that gets released when a person is in a really good mood? I forget what it is.
No, that's dopamine. That's dopamine. Different. That's a different thing. But yeah, essentially, it's a chemical that nerves talk to each other with. So that's what it does, and it does a bunch of things. So it has a bunch of chemical effects. But see, the problem with this conversation is that you can associate physical effects with chemicals, but the science is not really out on what it's supposed to do, like things like sensory experience and this kind of stuff. People don't really understand them. You can do things that induce sensory experiences in people, like put them in certain magnetic fields or whatever, but you don't really understand the exact like induction of what's going on.
Okay.
You know, it's not a increasing the amount of glutamate in your brain makes you do this kind of conversation. The science isn't out on it. You just know what the effects are. You don't really know where the chain starts, where the chain ends, and where the links are in the chain. But you can sort of guess what's going on. So the cerebral cortex is the part of your brain that does basically all of your brain work. It does thinking, language, memory, attention, consciousness, all this sort of stuff. And increasing the amount of glutamate there can have effects on that stuff. So that's what LSD basically. In a very non-technical sense, is that it changes the structure of stuff temporarily, usually in the cerebral cortex. It releases a bunch of stuff that it makes it easier for a part of your brain to communicate with each other. which lots of things do. See, that's not a satisfying answer, because lots of things do.
Okay, so why is it some people will smoke weed and like have a really calming experience, like they'll be really, really relaxed, but other people would smoke like the same strain of marijuana and like freak out?
Okay, well, there's a bunch of things to do that, but the easiest thing to talk about that has a sort of paradoxical effect is nicotine. Nicotine does the same thing in that it relaxes you depending on your mood, and it also makes you anxious depending on your mood. So like there are things that's profile changes from sedative to stimulant based on your dosage. So and like human beings, there's no like the reason modern medicine is so interesting is because human beings are so actually different in that our genetic makeups are kind of similar in some sense, but a lot of people are are predisposed to things that other people aren't. So it's kind of surprising that stuff like paracetamol or ibuprofen or whatever works in the same way to people. But weed is one of those things, like psychoactive substances are one of those that the adverse effects it can have on people based on dosages is kind of tremendous. As in 5 milligrams for one person is nothing, and 5 milligrams for somebody else could be a lot. And there's a lot of things in the world that act different based on the dosages. Like one of the more interesting things is like the batrachotoxin of the poison arrow frog. I'm sure you guys have heard of this. It's the most powerful poison on the planet. It's one of the most powerful poisons on the planet. And if you even like put your finger on a place that one of these frogs were, you seize up and die basically immediately. Yeah, it's
what?
Dark. Yeah. And what people use that poison for, so it can kill you basically immediately. the poison is extremely powerful.
Yeah, but you can just touch a spot that the frog was at and just die?
Yeah, because it secretes it from the skin.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, but like at low doses, that's kind of useful. I mean, people use it. What's that thing that people use in their Botox?
Okay.
Yeah, if you, Botox, what Botox is botulinum toxin. It's a poison. It's people use it in medicine and this kind of thing, but it's a poison. It's got one. It's got one. Oh, basically, if you have like 1 nanogram of this stuff, in your blood, it kills you.
Wow.
Yeah. So a nanogram per kilogram. So a nanogram is 10 to the minus 12 grams, which is 1 billion billionth of a gram, or 1 millionth of a gram. So a millionth of a gram will kill you. So there's stuff like that out there, but yeah, the point is on low doses, at dosages like that, it fucking kills you. But even smaller dosages, you can use it for stuff like releasing muscle spasms and this kind of stuff. Like people who are spasmed from whatever for whatever reason, they can get their muscles despasmed because you're essentially poisoning the muscles and killing them. It's what people use in their face to reduce wrinkles and this kind of thing. It relaxes the muscles, but it means you can't use them ever again. So if you ever see those those celebrities on TV whose faces they look like lizard people, you know?
Yeah.
They can't move their faces too much, or when they smile, they don't have wrinkles beside their eyes or on their foreheads or whatever. It looks like they've reduced their capacity to communicate emotion of this kind of, for whatever cosmetic reason. They've injected themselves with botulinum toxin, which is short for Botox. I mean, which is long for Botox, and so these things have cosmetic uses. So I mean, depending on the dosage of whatever you take, it can have a positive effect or a negative effect. And one of the more interesting ones are these toxins. But that poison ivy frog shit, crazy man, dude. Like,
that's insane, bro.
That's actually insane. Yeah. So these things are mental, and you can imagine how regulated these substances are. Like, you can just go around, if you got a vial of this stuff, you can go around poisoning all your friends immediately. And the stuff about the thing about this is that if you decide to poison somebody in this way, you need so little of it to actually kill somebody that unless the post-mortem is looking for poison as a cause, they won't find it as your cause of death. You'll just die. Nobody will know you were poisoned unless they're looking. Now, obviously, this stuff is public, so everybody knows that this is a possibility. And most post-mortems, if they suspect you've been poisoned, will find out the reason that you've been poisoned, or they'll associate your cause of death or the exact sequence you died in. Or
could someone possibly friggin' like make an antidote out of that shit?
Antidote for poison ivy frog stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I think there is a antidote. Let me think. Yeah, there's an antidote. It's not really an antidote, but it's a basically, okay. I don't remember too much about this because I read this a little while ago. But the antidote for this is you get stung by a pufferfish, I think. So it's a kind of funny sequence of events.
What?
You find yourself immediately dying from a poison arrow frog, and you can't find a pufferfish nearby, or if there's somehow a pufferfish nearby, you slap yourself with the pufferfish, and its poison competes with the batrachotoxin, and stops and is an antidote. So it's not really an antidote, but it can save you in a pinch, I guess.
So how long do you have before you seize up and die?
I don't really remember, but I think it's a very short amount.
What, like minutes to an hour?
Yeah, it's fast. It's fast acting. I think it's like a minute.
Damn! So you have a minute to go and get a pufferfish.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not sure how long. I'm gonna be careful about saying how long it takes to act. But I think it's on the order of minutes. Yeah. I'll actually Google it. How fast does the poison arrow frog kill you? But yeah, there's these great videos. If you're interested in nature, in this, nature is fucking lit. It really is. If and you watch documentaries, they always have and about lizards and this kind of shit. They always have parts where like there's this big ass lizard, like it's a Komodo dragon or whatever. It eats a frog, or it eats like a toad or something. And you're like, God damn it, the toad's dead. I mean,
oh yeah, and then it crawls out of them.
Circle of life. The lizard suddenly dies. And
yeah.
The toad crawls out, and just because their poison powers.
Yeah, I saw that. That shit was crazy. Damn, dude. Imagine not trying to stay calm and find a pufferfish, knowing damn well that you could just fucking keel over at any minute.
Okay, so one of these poison arrow frogs contains enough poison to kill 10 grown men.
Oh my gosh!
And they're tiny. They're like 6 centimeters long. They're tiny.
So you can just fuck around and touch a spot that it was at by accident.
Yeah, and you're fucking later. Some are just 1.5 centimeters. So I know you guys aren't Imperial System, but
where are they native
that's
to?
That's like half an inch. Some of them are half an inch long. They're native to like the Amazon rainforest and places like.
So, okay, so it's not really gonna come in contact with them anytime soon.
Yeah, unless one of the people in your chat decides to buy a poison arrow frog
and fuck
send it to you in the
over.
mail or something. Send it to you in the mail or something.
That's crazy.
But one of the probably the most interesting thing about these guys is why are they so poisonous? They're so small. There's no need. Usually when animals have these abilities, it's for a reason. It's because they evolved to have these abilities. That's the Darwinian theory of things. Is that people evolve to have, that evolve these sort of aspects of their creature to survive better. So why would somebody need to be this poisonous is kind of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you make of the whole did you hear about what's going on with the Bahamas? Like how all the ocean water left?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Really?
Yeah, like you have to listen to these things to see them. You know, like nowadays the most interesting thing is you generate your own media. Like if you're on Twitter, you choose who to follow. If you're on Reddit, you choose what to read. If you watch the news, you choose what to watch. If you're on Facebook with your friends. The probability of you being exposed to something that you don't almost subconsciously expose yourself to is really, really, really low. So if I'm spending all my time doing theoretical physics or mathematics or something, the chances of me hearing about something that happens in the Bahamas because I don't really consume that much media is kind of low. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, true.
Whereas the chances of you hearing something that aligns with your beliefs or disagrees with your beliefs is really high because all of the media that you consume is kind of self-generated. That's the way it is, and it's self-generated to keep you there. That's one of the biggest thing about Facebook and Twitter and all these things is the way they make all their money is advertising. So their number one statistic that determines their success is called user retention. It's how long they keep you there.
Yeah.
And so naturally, the way you keep somebody somewhere a long time is by generating an environment where they are either consistently agitated or constant content, in the sense that everything is either gamified. All the opinions that they encounter directly agree with them or infuriate them, whatever. So even like I actually watched this thing a while ago. It was about these Apple researchers, and they were I think I mentioned this earlier, but they were showing how they were creating the email app on the phone, and they were so creepy about it. It was spooky beyond belief. They were like, you know the way when you pull down on the email app, it like refreshes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were describing it. They were like, look at how easy it is. And sometimes you don't even want to. Sometimes you don't even, you do it even if you don't think there's an email coming and this kind of thing. They're like gamified. It was like a slot machine.
Okay,
and it was, and the way they constructed these things was like a slot machine to keep people playing. Like I know people who like perpetually refresh their email just because it's one of those games that you can't lose. Like eventually you're gonna get an email, and this is gonna happen. It's gonna give you some gratification. All this. So basically, all these things are in for user retention. So all of your social media is designed to keep you on your social media. You're not gonna hear about the Bahamas if you don't want to hear about the Bahamas. Anything that's gonna take you away from your computer to do something in real life, you're not gonna see it on Facebook or Twitter.
Give me.
Unless you want to.
Let me put this in the kitchen. Be right back. Hey, somebody in the chat asked Zeke a question.
Oh my god. What is this? I'm looking at the chat now. Hello. Zeke, what do you do study? I was a professional theoretical physicist a while ago, but before that, I worked at JP Morgan Chase as some sort of analyst. I don't want to be too specific because then you guys can find out who I am. You know? Yeah. Hey Zeke, you know some quantum physics? I know a lot of quantum physics, but quantum physics isn't really that crazy. Hey Zeke, fuck you. Yeah, that's right. Zeke, where to get these articles info? I don't know. You sort of absorb this stuff. If you like knowledge, you sort of absorb knowledge. And you have to kind of dedicate yourself too, because it's very easy to be academically dishonest nowadays. You can just Google a Reddit thread and there's an opinion there for you. You know, you don't have to do any effort. Somebody has an opinion there formed for you, and usually it's the way it's presented is the top opinion, the one that most people agree with. So you can just pick that one, and then all the thinking is gone. You have this preformed opinion for you that's supposed to agree with you right there, and it's terrible. It's really bad. It makes everybody lazy. Zeke, what high school did you go to, and was it a good one? No, I went to a public school in the middle of the country in Ireland, and it was horrendous. It was the worst place I ever was. It was really bad. I remember the first day we were there. We go to high school, 12, and it ends when. So basically, junior high and high school are one thing for us. And I remember the first day of school, they rounded up all the first years. All the older kids rounded up all the first years, and they took them off to this gutter, which was beside this handball out, completely abandoned. And they used to shove their heads in the gutter like it was it was like a broken gutter, and essentially waterboard them, and that was called baptizing. And it was the worst place I ever went to. And you kind of had to adapt and turn into a really, really terrible person to drive in the place. I did fine. I never got bullied or anything like that. But it definitely was a kind of really bad place. And I know plenty of people who had it really bad in that school.
Hey Zeke.
Yeah, what's up?
Is it possible for a person to hold their peace so long that they die, or does it just come out?
Hold their peace? No, you usually just piss yourself.
Oh really? There's never a point where it's just like, this can't take, I'm dead.
There's cases where you can where your bladder explodes and then you get some sort of toxic reaction.
And then you just kill over and die.
Yeah, but not normally just piss yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. People say that if you hold your pee for too long, a lot, you have a high risk of infection and this kind of thing because it weakens your bladder, and then it weakens your bladder and means that you can't, the muscles around it aren't strong enough, and you get this thing called I forget what it's called. I think it's urinary retention. I'm not 100% sure, but basically it means that you can't, when you pee, you don't pee all of your pee. Some of it is left there, and it means you feel like peeing.
Like all the time.
Yeah. So and your chances of getting a UTI and all those obvious things, bladder infections, are increased if you just.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, life-threatening holding in your pee cases are very.
How'd you die? I held in my pee for so long that I blew up.
I exploded, but yeah, there's actually this really famous I don't know what he was. I think he was a scientist. This is why I know this. He was this famous scientist. He was an astronomer, and he studied things like Mercury's orbit and this kind of stuff. And and what he did was he was a weird guy. He used to duel back then. He used to duel people for like legitimacy of stuff. So if somebody called your wife a bitch or something like that, he used to literally duel them, like with a sword.
No way.
Yeah, no, that's what happened. Lots of mathematicians who were weak used to get into arguments with other mathematicians who weren't so weak, and they used to duel each other.
Are you kidding me?
And they kill each other all the time. Yeah, so basically this one guy, I think his name was Tycho something. He dueled somebody and over a mathematical formula, and they chose to duel at night, and he ended up losing his nose. So, and instead of his nose, he had a silver replacement instead of his nose. But basically, what happened was the reason I mentioned this guy was the way he died was that he couldn't pee because he used to go to like banquets and this kind of thing, and he wouldn't pee because he thought it was a breach of like etiquette. I'm reading this on this. I mean, like I read this on an article ages ago, but like he basically would go to banquets and he thought it was rude to excuse himself to go to the bathroom. So eventually he held in his pee too much. Once he got home, he couldn't pee. He found out he wasn't able to pee, and then he started going crazy. He went into like this sort of
like madness.
Mad state, and died. Basically, I think like that night or within that week because his entire bladder burst. And if your bladder bursts on the inside, yeah. So there's an example of one guy who held in his piss too long and died but he was an eccentric character.
That's
yeah. I mean, and there's also like if you're on some sort of there's like basically no risk of your bladder bursting if you're a normal person, but if you're like really drunk or whatever, and you don't notice a signal from your brain telling you to pee, which is usually a pain signal. You know, when you drink a lot, you basically lose. Your pain reception is kind of low. So basically, if you're too drunk to notice that your bladder is going to burst, it might burst.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. We've gone full circle. We were talking about cow pee earlier, now we're talking about some other.
Yeah, some other time pee. That's deep though. That's insane. How do you let yourself get to that point? That's wild.
Zeke, where do you find these articles info, or do you just find it off the top of your head, like thinking of said things, then researching? Okay, well, first of all, you shouldn't really tell people things that you find off the top of your head because they tend not to be very reasoned. You know, you should spend some time thinking about them. But usually the things I say, you can find them on the internet somewhere, or find them on some. There's this great website. It's called Arxiv. It's where people put a bunch of scientific papers. So if you're a scientist who doesn't mind reading scientific papers, you can just go on Arxiv and a bajillion papers on anything. So.
I know, it's fucking quiet. I hate it.
But yeah, you should look for reputable journals and this kind of thing.
Damn, bro.
But yeah, the I guess you shouldn't really say anything. You haven't thought about it.
He's a dog, babe.
He's rude. That's what he is.
He's a dog.
Yeah, Arxiv.
I mean, I would have given him to you, but you guys had Apollo.
Where did life energy originate from if they can't exist without there being life energy before them? Oh
Say
god.
Again?
Some guy just asked, where did life energy originate from if they can't exist without there being life energy before them?
Okay, so what's your answer?
The answer is that question is fucking stupid. Okay, because because that's a question about the origin of the universe. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. We're gonna leave that one alone.
Yeah. So, but I'll tell you the closest thing scientists have to nothing is something called a quantum vacuum, and even that is not. It has a non-zero energy vacuum expectation value, which means that even though it's classified as nothing, it has an energy. So I'll just leave it at that. That's a philosophical question, and you can have a lot of different opinions about philosophical questions. So I tend to avoid them.
Philosophy is a motherfucker.
Yeah, but it's hella interesting. It's extremely interesting. But yeah, I mean, things that aren't intuitive to you shouldn't necessarily mean they're wrong. I mean, quantum mechanics is entirely unintuitive, and it's the closest thing we have to description of reality. So just because you only think in one direction of time or whatever like that, doesn't mean you should dismiss ideas and this sort of stuff. So the origin of the universe kind of question is pretty stupid because you're talking about something you couldn't possibly know anything about. So you're in the realm of opinion. Yeah, your guess is as good as mine, kind of.
Damn, dude.
Zeke, how do you feel that scientists have lied about finding aliens in space just because they weren't intelligent? What does that even mean? That's kind of stupid. Yeah, scientists lie all the time. But the point of science is that other people should be able to reproduce your results. So it's difficult to get away with lying, because if anybody wants to check your results, you have to outline the way you got your results in your scientific paper, so everybody can check it. That's one of the things with psychology. Actually, there's this thing called a replication crisis in psychology, where 99% of psychology.
Where what? You cut out. I think Zeke has said too much.
I think I have to get like the bat eyes, right?
Mm-hmm. Zeke is gone. I can't hear him. The feds got him.
It's not necessarily the case. Morality and intelligence are completely.
Zeke, you cut out
apart.
so hard that you weren't speaking for the past like 45 seconds. Zeke? He's gone again. He is gone. Zeke? The man is gone. He is... Zeke? Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Hello?
Zeke?
Is anyone out there? Hello? I got assassinated.
Okay, you're back.
Okay. The government put me in the black room.
You're back.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So where did I leave off? I think I was on a train, and basically what I was saying is that intelligence and morality aren't correlated at all. Just because somebody's a scientist doesn't mean they want to tell you the truth. Usually they want to do stuff in their best interest, just like everybody. If somebody's intelligent and bad, that's and malevolent, then they're just more malevolent. It's like having 20 snakes instead of one snake. You shouldn't assume just because people are intelligent that they're moral. In fact, usually it's not the case. So, yeah. Yeah, but the point of science is that other people are able to reproduce your results, so nobody should take you on face value. That's the idea. But the thing about psychology and these kind of social science fields is that you can't really reproduce the results. There is this thing called the replication crisis, where 99% or something like this, above 90% of psychology experiments can't be replicated, or aren't replicated. So that means 90% of the results are not scientific, which means that it's just as good as me telling you something and you believing it. And that's, I mean, you know how people can get away with that kind of gross. So you shouldn't really take. I don't really take psychology very seriously. Just because of it. Because there's, I mean, you can say a lot of things that make sense to people, but if you can say two things that make sense to people and they both contradict each other, then one of them has to be wrong. So unless you have some sort of scientific evidence to back it up, which can be reproduced and people have reproduced it, then don't talk to me about it. Or don't mention it like it's true. Just say it's an. So, is this a different Zeke? Yeah, this is a different Zeke. By the way, the American government is great, everybody. They're so good. I take back everything I said. I'm just kidding. I was pretending I got assassinated.
Fucking jerk.
Zeke, what do you think about aliens? There's a high probability there are some aliens in the universe somewhere, but there's also a high probability that they're so far that we can never reach them. So yeah. That's a very interesting discussion, the whole aliens thing. Yeah, the universe is so big that there's probably a chance that there's aliens somewhere, intelligent life somewhere. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think that there isn't. Yeah. I don't think they can talk to us. There's this thing called I don't know if you. I mean, I bet you guys learned this in science and high school or whatever. But basically, there's this. The fastest thing in the universe is the speed of light. So It goes at 3 by 10 to the 8 meters per second. It's a big number. And yeah, essentially we can't see anything past the speed of light. So if something is moving away from us faster than the speed of light, we can never reach it. We can never see it. We can never observe it because it's always going to be that far away from it. There's a good chance that there's aliens outside as far as we can see. So we'll never be able to talk to them. Or they'll never be able to talk to them. Zeke, are the majority of manga artists closeted pedophiles? I can't comment on that. Zeke, what about Goldilocks planets that can house humans like us? Do you think they have humanoids? Okay, the interesting thing about it, some people ask a related question, which is like, why are we on this? And what's the? We must be here for some special reason. That we're on this planet, we're alive, and there's no other planets that have life on us nearby. It's like having a puddle, right? And there's a puddle, and he's he's in the ground, and he's like, wow, this hole that I'm in is just fitted just for me, because he's a puddle. He lives in the hole. It's like, wow, this is a perfect fit for me. It's all cozy. Look, it's exactly the same shape as me. How? What are the chances of that? That is insane. What are the chances of this hole being the same size as me? I'm a puddle. Then the sun comes up and burns him. And suddenly he's like, oh no, well maybe he starts evaporating. He's like, oh no, well I'm still inside the hole. That's right. So basically my point is the only reason you're even able to ask that question is because you were born on the earth.
Cut out again.
Oh,
you're good.
Okay. But yeah, it's sort of the puddle thing. In that, yeah. Zeke, is the Mandela effect true? Somebody remind me what the Mandela. That's the one where.
Like how some people vividly remember Nelson Mandela being killed in prison.
Oh, the Berenstein Bears thing. Yeah.
Do you think it's true? What are your thoughts on that?
It's called confabulation in psychology. And it's the childhood memories are things that nobody really. Memories are a funny thing. Memories are really, 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 really easy to alter. In the sense that if you are angry when you recall something, see the way memory works is kind of like. You pick it out of your brain and then you look at it and then you put it back after you've looked at it and changed it. So what I mean is say if you're in a bad mood, say if you drank a cup of tea this morning and you're in a bad mood and you think about that cup of tea, chances are you'll remember it as a cup of tea, but then you impose your current feelings on it. Yeah. So you might remember it as being a bad cup of tea or something, And then you put it back, and in your brain, the way you put it back is now you've put it back as a bad cup of tea. So the next time you remember it, it's a bad cup of tea. And that's why people say when you're arguing with somebody, you should focus on emotions as opposed to not arguing with somebody you like and you don't want to hurt their feelings. You should focus on emotions as opposed to actions, because people will remember how they feel. They won't remember how things actually happen. There's a bunch of studies on eyewitness testimonies and this kind of thing, and they're always wrong. There was this one very clever professor who in his class had a bunch of forensic students, and he got them in, and he paid a guy to come into the class and steal his laptop, whatever color. He came in and got him to steal his laptop really quickly, just in front of the forensics class. And then afterwards, he asked everybody in the class. He said, "Hey, describe to me that person. What did he look like?" And it turns out they were all completely fucking wrong. Most of them were completely fucking wrong. Because eyewitness testimonies are so easy to fake just because of this memory thing. People will remember things badly and remember them wrong. So you can imagine how unjust this kind of thing is. Even when you line up a bunch of people and people are like, oh yeah, this is the guy that robbed me. The chances that they're wrong is a lot higher than the chances that they're... So that's how it kind of, you'll impose your own beliefs and stuff on memories. There's a bunch of people who remember the guy as being black. He wasn't black.
Mm.
So memories are an interesting thing. But
Is that like a
you
case
should-
of
you
like
should-
how like they say if you lie to yourself, if a person lies to themselves long enough, they start to believe it?
Yeah. I mean, you can alter your own memories. I mean, you can, and that's a kind of scary thing because you can believe something
That
And-
never happened.
that never happened. Yeah. So especially childhood memories, they're strange. The childhood memories are kind of like a dream-like state. When I think of my childhood, I don't think I can really say anything with any certainty because I only remember a couple of things, and even if I remember those things, I'm probably reminiscing on them badly. It's kind of like you can't be honest about your own memories, so it's best to have some sort of physical evidence about them. Yeah. So if somebody says something to you and they're being mean to you, you're not really listening to what they're saying. You're focusing on the fact that they're being mean to you. And later on, they could have been saying something completely reasonable, but you'll remember them as being unreasonable and mean. So don't trust your own memory, really. And that's a pretty good way to live because it stops you from being a bigot in most cases. You know, you really have to think about times when people hurt your feelings and whether it was just the way you felt at the time that you could have conflated that with what they were actually. You know, there's plenty of people who are completely reasonable to you on a day-to-day basis, but you remember your interactions with them badly because you had a bad cup of coffee in the morning or something. So the whole memory thing is not to be trusted. Not to be trusted, and that's why pen and paper is so good because it doesn't matter how you remember it. There's evidence. So,
damn, dude.
But like you can imagine how terrible eyewitness testimony and stuff like that were back in the day. You know, they must have caused a lot of problems, and people's implicit biases at the time must have contributed a tremendous amount to false people being imprisoned in this kind of thing. Like if there was a period in your life where everybody was a racist, then the chances of somebody identifying a criminal as a black person is probably extremely high, just because that's their implicit bias. So yeah, there was there in that little forensic psychiatry experiment or whatever it was, that professor, basically people were calling the guy black. They didn't even remember. They weren't even able to recall the correct color shirt that he was wearing. So. Yeah, so just humans, people have a tendency to think that that's not me. You know, I remember things fine. I remember things objectively. The problem is you don't. You're just as fallible as the next guy, and the proof of that is is the things you buy and the things that you value, that kind of stuff. So. Yeah, just when you think when somebody else is remembering something completely different to you, either they're wrong or you're wrong, kind of thing. You know? It could be that you're wrong. It makes you a more reasonable person. Everybody's had that situation where somebody's recalling an event and they've got the complete wrong idea. Do you know what I'm saying? They're saying, "Oh, that guy was a dickhead. Wow, that guy was such a fucking asshole. Holy shit!" And you're just like, "I thought it was fine," you know. Don't you remember what he did? The way he looked at me was disgusting, and you're just like, you're like, dude, what happened to you that morning? You know?
For a look to piss you off that much.
Yeah. Well, it's something you have to practice.
Uh-oh. I'm dead. Oh man. Everybody good on questions now?
Zeke reading chat. Okay, I'm reading chat now. Wait. but yeah, I don't really know about anything in depth other than things that are usually, I don't really know too much stuff. I mean, to an actual deep level where you can say that you completely know probably theoretical physics and this kind of thing, because it's a lot of stuff and some special things in theoretical physics I know a tremendous amount about. But in day-to-day conversation, I only know as much as I've read or consumed in my life. Which is again highly fallible. So don't take what I say as gospel. Zeke, what do you do? Right now, I'm trying to start up a charity organization. It's a pain in the ass because, doing this right is kind of hard. A lot of people are involved just for the sake of saving face.
What's the organization to help benefit?
You mean the group of people that are going to benefit?
Yeah.
People from poor socioeconomic backgrounds. Just getting them into education kind of. Because the thing about being poor is that it's a black hole. Like zero is the biggest black hole ever of money. Once you have a little money, getting a lot of it is not that hard. It really isn't. It isn't that hard. Compound interest is is the eighth wonder of the world. That's what Einstein said. If you understand it, you make money. If you don't understand it, you lose money. That's what he said about compound interest. So if you have a little money, it's easy. But people who have no money, it's so hard to get any because you have to attend interviews. How do you do that? Well, I need a car. I need it to take the bus. I can't take the bus. I don't have money to take. This kind of stuff. You're in a tremendous disadvantage if you have no money at all. If you have a little, then you can do a lot with it. But if you have none, it's a black hole. You can't escape it. And the chances of you going to one and then going back to zero are very, very, very high. So that's the thing. Once people get a little money, then their own efforts can take them the rest of the way. If you believe in stuff like effort, if you believe that Santa didn't write his list before you were born, zero is a tremendous black hole in terms of money. Once you have a little, you're good. But if you have nothing, it is so hard to get out because all of the things that normal people would tell you to do to get you out of financial distress, you can't do because you literally have no money. You can't apply for the job in Dublin or whatever because it's a 2-hour bus drive away and the bus ticket costs $25 and you don't have $25. You have to buy shoes, you have to buy clothes, you have to buy uniforms, you have to buy books, you have to get sent to school, you have to all this sort of stuff you can't do because you have nothing, you have no money. So your only option is to borrow, and that's what the middle class is that the middle class is a bunch of people who borrowed so much that they've convinced themselves that they're just temporarily embarrassed rich people, but yeah, that's what the middle class is. But I'm talking about the real lower class, like the real zero people who are sometimes in better positions than people who are tremendous amounts in debt. But even if you have zero money, you can't actually get a debt because you have nothing to put up as collateral. So you can't even take a loan. You can't even put yourself in temporary shit to get out of your position. You're in a real bad place. Yeah. Somebody said effort is an actual thing. How do you not believe in it? No, I'm. That's an opinion again. It's I don't not believe in effort, but there's plenty of people who don't believe in effort because their outlook on life is that way. They think that it's like everything is like clockwork, in that the second you were born, all of your life was decided that second. Just like if you roll a ball down the hill, the ball will follow a predictable path down the hill. They think that your life will follow a predictable path based on genetics and environment that you can't control, and essentially the whole thing is determined. It's called determinism. So that's what I was saying. Some people think effort is deterministic too, and there's a strong genetic component to orderliness and the things that contribute to being able to provide an effort. Just like there's a strong genetic component to intelligence, and there's a strong genetic component to most things. You should. Some people believe that.
Press 1 if you understand what Zeke is saying.
And it's kind of true. There's a tremendous genetic component to intelligence, and there's a tremendous genetic component to even being able to be motivated and effort and these kind of. But let's hope there's some free will so that people can exercise effort. Otherwise, if there isn't, if the whole thing is determined, you can't really blame a psychopathic serial killer for being a psychopathic serial killer. He was born that way, So, yeah. Our whole society is based on the idea that people can exchange effort for for social status, but, but
Perhaps it's
perhaps
not how it works.
no, perhaps it is how it works, but perhaps it's the case that everything is already decided. Maybe you can't say these things for certain because there's no way you can measure these things. You know, the ways we have of determining truth and this kind of thing are scientific. There's some things that are outside. Right now, that is outside. The idea of whether effort is a real thing or not is outside of the jury's not out on it yet. And it's one of those philosophical positions because it's one of those really, really tempting philosophical positions too. It's closely related to nihilism in the sense that if everything's already decided, then you have no responsibility whatsoever. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a tempting position to take because it absolves you of any responsibility or guilt. If you're a terrible person, you were born that way. If you're a great person, you were born that way. If you're a smart person, you were born that way. If you're a dumb person, you were born that way.
At that point, you just gotta just let shit happen.
You have no responsibilities for anything, and that's a freeing kind of thing. But at the same time, the cost of that is that nothing means anything anymore. But yeah, it's one of those positions people. The whole discussion is again a philosophy. That's a little primer on those. If everything is pre-decided, I doubt everything is pre-decided. If everything is pre-decided, then Shizzy wouldn't be the god.
God. Moving on. Next.
Zeke, people say that school doesn't prepare you for the real world. Is that true? Okay, well, the thing that school prepares you for is you've been put in a situation with a diverse strata of people, the same age as you. So you expose yourself to idiots, you expose yourself to clever people, on a less frequent. And just as frequently as you expose yourself to idiots, you expose yourself to bullies, you expose yourself to people who aren't bullies. You get the whole shebang because people are forced to go to school, you know. So it prepares you for real life in that sense, but in another sense it doesn't. Like for example, I don't run into tremendous idiots on a day-to-day basis, just because of my profession doesn't lend myself to exposing myself to idiots on a tremendous basis. So some people think that on a tremendously frequent basis. So I mean, like if you're a physicist or something like that, the chances of you running into somebody who's dangerously stupid are kind of low. You run into a different type of dangerously stupid, a different type of immoral or whatever, but you don't run into the brick to the head kind of stupid person. You know, you don't run into the herder water kind of stupid person.
Fuck you.
do you know what I'm saying? So in that sense, maybe it doesn't prepare you for real life, because nowadays you can avoid ever encountering anybody like that, which is probably a bad thing, because the second you do is the second you run into problems. If you run into somebody who's truly, truly stupid, you can't reason with them. You can't do,
anything.
It's a good experience being able to deal with stupid. So I think school prepares you for real life in that sense. It doesn't prepare you in real life for real life in the sense that everybody goes to school is stupid. If you go to university, you're fucking, because you are literally in the most protected position in society ever. You don't even understand the structure that has been put in place that is protecting you right now. That's why.
Building?
Not just the building, but the fact that you're allowed to take time off to go to university to learn something. You've been put in there's a bunch of lecturers there, and the whole structure of going to university and all of that stuff is there, and you don't understand it at all. You've never had a job. You're 20 something. You've never learned anything. You've never actually thought about anything. In fact, you're still not thinking about things because you're just learning out of learning other people's opinions, basically. So in that sense, you don't really learn how to think. So school, I don't think it should be taught. It should be the way, you should, basically, my idea of great university is you get thrown into, every opinion you have is challenged. Every idea you have is challenged, so that you know why you think these things. That's a good idea of university. I know this stuff doesn't really apply to people who study science, technology, engineering, mathematics subjects, because a lot of that stuff is objective, but stuff like social sciences and arts and psychology and this kind of they tend to be an echo chamber. And people don't respect them anymore. They're being evacuated. The humanities are being evacuated at a tremendous rate. There's this guy, I think somebody else said that. Humanities are being evacuated. I just like the phrase, that's one. But But yeah, you're in a very protected position. You don't really know anything. So what do you do in university? You just party with a license, I guess. License to do so. Nowadays, they're money making machine. Zeke, is it true that midterms and finals are bullshit? Okay, well, I study physics, and I can tell you right now that in a 12-year course of physics, there's no way you're going to capture. 12-week course of physics, there's no way you're going to capture the depth of 12 weeks of physics in a 2-hour final exam. It's not going to happen. It leaves itself open to exploit. Like, there's no way an instructor is going to conjure a test in 2 hours. It's going to test your knowledge of 12 weeks worth of deep material. The worst they can do is test methods that you can just memorize and this kind of thing. So I think final exams are pretty bad for some things, and perhaps they should replace them with final exams and interviews or something like that, so you can get an idea whether the person actually understands what they're talking about and whether they've thought about it, or whether they're just regurgitating information, or the repeat of an exam years ago or something. So school makes you into mindless factory 9-to-5 robots. Well, so does not going to school. So I mean, you either put yourself in a position where you can accidentally learn something, or you put yourself in a position where you can't even accidentally learn something. So just go to school. Don't be stupid. There's so many opportunities there for you to take. There's a whole library of books. There's a whole of people's lives in there that you can learn from. It's up to you. It's up to you what you do with that.
Memorization doesn't necessarily equal learning.
Well, you can't hope to understand something unless you remember it. That's one of the things I learned. Was that and the other thing about memorization is people are kind of stupid about it, in the sense that if you watch Lord of the Rings, right, 3-hour movie or something like that, you know the name of every single character. You know Frodo, you know Samwise, you know Gandalf, you know all these niggas. You even know what Gandalf is wearing. You know his spells. You know the orcs. You know exactly what's happening between the characters. You know all of these interactions after watching a 3-hour movie. And you're telling me you can't learn one formula? You can't learn minus b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a? You can't learn that? Are you kidding me? You just watched a 3-hour movie and you know exactly what happened to it 2 years ago. You know exactly what happened in that movie 2 or 3 years ago, and you can't remember one formula? It's because you don't want to remember. So I always found it interesting how people's memories work in that regard, in that you can know everything about a Lord of the Rings film, or like a Pokemon moveset, or a video game or something like that. And when it comes time to remember something like, I don't know, something like.
Doesn't it boil down to how interested you are in it?
Yes, it does. It boils down to how interested you are in it. So I don't think people are doing a great job of advertising the interest behind science, technology, engineering, mathematics fields. I mean, the reason I say this is because every kid would know would know most maths formulas or whatever you might need to remember, and even probably even understand them better than undergraduate university students if you just wrote the formulas on Kim Kardashian's ass and put them on Instagram. Every young adult would know it off by heart instantly. They're not being advertised right. In the same way everything else is being advertised, the science, etc., is not being advertised in the same way. So people aren't putting an honest effort into it. If there was actual money in it, the way people would get people interested in this kind of thing is to just write the formula on Kim Kardashian's ass and put it on the internet. That's how you sell everything else. Why don't you sell maths the same way? Why don't you sell things that are actually useful to people the same way?
People do love booty.
Or get Floyd Mayweather to retweet it or something like that, or go on,
That's crazy.
People aren't putting an honest effort into advertising this kind of thing. And that's why there's very few girls in physics and very few girls in mathematics and this kind of thing, because that's not where the value in the world is for them, I mean, as far as they perceive it, that's not where the value. Where the value is the Kim Kardashian music video, or the fucking Nicki Minaj music video, and having an ass like that and that kind of. That's where the value is, because that's what they're taught. These are the people who are flashing around things like guns and they have like they have like 6 or 7 twerking people twerking aggressively at them, and they're literally putting no effort in. They're dribbling and they're not even saying anything properly, and that's where the power is, man. There's no power in numbers, is there? Well, there is. That's where the real power is in the world. That's where the real people make their actual money, is through numbers and numerical analysis and this kind of thing. But they don't want it. I mean, that's hard. Learning things like that is hard. Easy to just be genetically gifted in one regard and go in that direction. Zeke, why is it so fucking hard to get a job? Depends on what you're getting a job in. Kind of hard question.
It's also that whole damn need job experience to get a job, can't get job experience because you can't get a job because the job more job experience.
Yeah. And because they want you to go to buy a university degree. In America, especially in Germany, you guys probably don't know this, but undergraduate degrees in Germany and postgraduate degrees and PhDs and stuff are totally free in Germany. Nearly every German university has free degree, completely free. Did you know that? Yep. And in America, you have to get 6 figures in debt to get a university degree. Yeah, I can understand why some people feel the way you guys do about education, because it is a huge fucking scam. If you do an arts degree, the best thing you're gonna do at the end of the day, unless you're a particularly adventurous person, is to be a barista or something like that. That's not gonna pay 6 figures of fucking debt. You went to Stanford, got an arts degree from Stanford, and now you're a barista.
Yeah, not cool.
And it's it's in their best interest to keep you there and this kind of thing too. So if you're a troublemaker, or you're somebody who's really, really stupid, or you're just an asshole or whatever, or you feel bad if somebody hurts your feelings or whatever, all that shit, you're worth $100,000 to the university, so they're gonna protect you, even if that means harming your ability. They're gonna keep you there because you're worth $100,000 to them. So yeah, I mean. It seems from an outsider perspective that the American sort of student loan system is just totally fucking. It's a big fucking scam. Like, yeah. So
yeah, the dollars. Everybody wants the dollars.
Do you know what Einstein said about Americans? He said the stereotypical American. He said something like the stereotype that Americans have is that they're dollar chasers. That's what he called them. Einstein called them dollar. And he says that's a terrible stereotype, but the Americans reaffirm it every second that they're dollar chasers. But yeah, if you really want to study, get out of America, because it's going to put you in too much debt. Go to Germany, go to someplace in Europe where it's totally free, and you'll be in a much better position for it. You'll be in a much better position for
having left.
Well, yeah, that, and at the same time, if you work in a place for 5 or 6 years, you get a citizenship there. So then, if you ever decide to have kids or whatever, you can have a dual citizenship and very advantageous position. You don't have to, especially in a European country, because then if you're a German citizen, you're technically a European citizen. You can travel freely between countries in Europe without having to get a visa. So it's a pretty big advantage to go somewhere else to study. Not just a monetary one. Just it ends up helping you in lots of. Zeke, why do you think in some cases, school settings, people who are nerds or relatively smart get bullied? Well, because everything is a hierarchy. Everything you essentially compete in everything. So there's a bunch of different games you can play. You can play the I'm a smart person game, and if you compete in that, you're good. You can play the I'm a strong person game. You can compete in that, you're good. But one of the things that's important about hierarchies and different hierarchies is if you're good at one game, you should try and undermine everybody else's game. So if you're a particularly strong person and you're the best at being strong, or you're a particularly ruthless person, you're the best at being ruthless, it makes sense for you to try and undermine the people who are smart, because then you have more social value.
That's insane.
Yeah, in essence, people are jealous of you and they want to keep the power to themselves. That's why smart people get bullied, because when you're born, basically, there's this sort of genetic lottery that takes place, or an environmental lottery that takes place too. I mean, you don't choose to get born to rich parents, you know? You don't choose to get born to caring parents. You don't choose to get born to asshole parents. You don't choose to be abused as a child. It just happens to you, you know? So you essentially get thrown into a lottery at a child's age, and everybody gets a 1 out of 10 for intelligence, or from 1 to 10 out of intelligence, 1 to 10 from strength, and this kind of thing. I mean, there's people in this world who spend 10 times less time exercising as you do, and they end up with much better results just because that's how they're made, you know? Same thing with clever people. Some people are born extremely clever. It takes them 5 minutes to understand something that it takes you maybe, you might never understand, or it'll take you a couple of hours to understand, this kind of thing. So you should really play to your strengths in that regard. But one of the things about being an intelligent person in high school or wherever you are is that if you choose a field where intelligence is valued, you'll never have that problem ever. You will compete in your own lane. Yeah. And there's ways you can improve yourself in various different. So don't worry about it. It's 3 years of your life. If you're getting bullied in school or whatever, don't worry about it. It's 3 years of your life. These are people who can't compete with you on one scale, so they're competing with you on another scale. Don't worry about it. You'll get out of it. You don't have to choose. You don't have to be around people like that for the rest of your. And you are clever, you know, so you should work on it, because that's if you're born that way, if you're born clever or something like that, you know you're clever, and you're effortlessly clever in the sense that, I don't know, you don't have to study or anything like that, and you still get straight A's. That sort of stuff. If you're that kind of clever, then work on it. That's your talent. That's you. When you were born, that dice was rolled, and you got a huge number on it. And you should work on that, because you can compete in that, and you can be better than everybody else at that. And that's your place in this life. And you'll be happy for it. You work to your strengths. If you're not strong, don't worry about not being strong. If you're born sick, like perpetually sick or something like that, don't worry about being strong. You're not. You have to put in so much effort to be a strong person, to be the best at being strong, that that you should really put your effort somewhere else. Things that you're good at. So even if you're a fucking useless bastard, like if you're a completely fucking useless bastard, like you're somebody who's shit at everything, you're dumb as fuck, you're ugly as fuck, you're not strong in any sense, you know, at least if you're saying that in the chat, you're very good at complaining. You should focus on complaining. You should do the complaining hierarchy. I remember there was this, just focus on your strengths. They're your strengths. If people hate you for it, chances are you're kind of good at it. Even if you're a rat bastard, you're an evil fuck, and people hate you because you're evil. You're good at being evil. If you want to be successful in your life, train that. You're better than most people at being evil. Do it. Use it. Use the attributes you were rolled that you were when you were born. You know, like that. That's how it is. Don't waste your talent. It depends on what you value. If you value strength, okay, work out and this kind of thing. But if you were born smart, go to university. Go to university, study hard, all this sort of stuff, because your life will be 10 times better for it. If you're born strong, work on that too. You know, it's work to your strength. It makes you more valuable. If you're more valuable, people will appreciate you. You get more time for your money. That's how it is. That's what money is. Money is just an exchange of effort for time. So if you want to be a successful person, focus on what you're good at. That doesn't mean you're a good person. It just means you're a successful person. A lot of success and being good are two different things. Yeah.
Is this why you pinged Phoenix earlier? Nah, Dio. I pinged them about a different thing. What happened? What happened?
Ask for Sunkiss. They gave me Dr. Pepper and Mountain Dew.
They think you're a fat white man.
I am a fat white man. I'm just kidding. I'm not fat. I'm not even white. Do you guys know that? I'm not white.
Irish.
I'm a brown man. Yeah, I'm a brown. I just got I'm Irish doesn't make me white. I'm a brown man.
Oh well,
Fat white man? Are you kidding me? I'm a fit brown man. That's what I am.
Nigga, when you said new emotes, I was expecting like 2 or 3. Nah, bro, we straight changed everything.
you got mozzarella sticks?
Yeah. Nah, I just got them so we can add up. You just keep them over there. Shit is crazy, bro. That boy Zeke is a fucking genius.
Hey. I feel like that turned into a pep talk.
Not necessarily. It wasn't really like a pep talk. It was more so just like, get your shit together.
Yeah, really just sort your shit out, man. Clean your room. Clean your room, sort your shit out, and work on what you're good at already. And if you're not good at anything, find something to get good at and just fire yourself in that direction. Humans, nowadays, you have to specify. You have to be very specific because there's 6 billion people on the planet. The chances that somebody's better than you at something is pretty high. So just get real specific about what you're good at. If you're a charming person and you're intelligent, get into TV or what, you know, get into science communication, get into something like that. Get into
fucking politics.
Politics, get into whatever, you know, but be specific about it. Being a jack of all trades isn't that useful nowadays because, well, I guess you'll get.
Yeah, a lot of people are freaking multifaceted and can't really do much.
Everything is credentialized, you know, so there's a bunch of things that you can get good at that make you good at other things by proxy. You know, like exercising is excellent because if you exercise, you're very healthy and it improves your brain performance and this kind of thing. Same things with intelligence. If you're very clever, then you get good at other things too. So it all overlays on top of each other. Yeah, just try and improve yourself. That's what.
Zeke, how long did it take to get to this level of knowledge?
I'm a young man.
Am I older than you?
Everybody's older than me. I'm a very young man.
You're a baby, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Just sort your shit out. Come on, man. If you're interested in money in your life, or you're interested in success, or you're interested in being happy, yeah, you should focus more on being a valuable person than being a successful person, because success comes when you're valuable. People will pay you to spend your time in some regard if you're a valuable person. If you're a great carpenter, I know millionaire carpenters, you know? Just pick something and get good as fuck at it. Everybody respects somebody who's good at something.
Did you see what that kid said?
What do you say?
The friggin' his roommate thought giraffes were a conspiracy theory.
Well, there's a bunch of
dumb people do exist.
Dumb people do exist, yes.
That shit was dumb.
You can major in astrophysics or some shit like that. No, I have a PhD in, loosely speaking, I have a PhD in and postdoctoral experience in general relativity, numerical general relativity. So you can just say I'm a theoretical. Loosely speaking.
Zeke's a theoretical pharmacist.
Yeah, I'm a theoretical pharmacist, man. But it doesn't matter. I'm just a guy on the internet. You shouldn't really care about what I do with my life. Clean your room. Stop being an idiot. Why do you care about what I'm doing with my life right now? Zeke, what do you do with your life? What do you study, bro? Shut the fuck up and clean your room.
Well, you automatically assume their rooms are dirty.
A lot of people who play video games are dirty. Because video games are a symptom of, you know, excessive amounts of video games are a symptom. So, yeah, just fucking clean your room, get your shit together, read a book, think for yourself for once, don't just steal opinions from people on the internet. Actually think for yourself. When's the last time you actually thought for yourself? When's the last time you got pen and paper and wrote down what you were thinking in an articulate way and rallied your arguments in this kind of thing? When's the last time you did that?
Wrote down what you were thinking. What you were thinking.
Yeah, personal. Yeah. Like, when's the last time you tried to figure something out in a real pen and paper sense for yourself without absorbing opinions from whatever media you choose? Probably fucking ages ago. You know, never problem. If you're not gonna think, people will think for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and so just yeah. I mean, everything's that way, I guess. I mean, just stop. I guess stop saying the things that you don't believe in. Like, you know, the way some people just say things. I mean, like I used to be the type of person when I was a very young person that I used to just say things, and most of the time I'd say things. I'd be like, "Wow, I don't really believe in that," and you know, I'm kind of lying here, or you know, I'm just saying it to win an argument or whatever. You know, I used to be that type of person. The first thing you do to get yourself out of that mindset and turn into a useful person is you develop a sort of third voice in your head that says, you don't believe in that. That's stupid. That's wrong. Don't do that. And don't say things that you're not educated about, and this sort of thing. And it really and then you end up being fucking quiet 95% of the time, and you realize how stupid you are. You know.
Fucking stupid penguin, I hate it.
What the fuck is this thing? Is that thing supposed to kick you off the...
Yeah, the snowman is supposed to blow me off of the mountain.
Penguin's protecting you?
Yeah. It's fucking fat, so it worked out. Alright, inch over to the star. There we go.
Wait, how's that guy floating?
It's online, and I guess like he lagged out. Money is a drug? I can see that. I remember there was a day that Zeke told me that alcohol is the worst drug that people do that's illegal.
Not the worst drug.
Well, one of the worst ones. That's what
it's
I mean.
It's the worst one because it's widespread and it's socially acceptable. It's terrible. If alcohol was introduced nowadays, it would be illegal. It's only that it was introduced a while ago and ingrained in social culture and this kind of thing. It's a fucking horrendous drug. Alcohol is terrible. It's way worse than most drugs. And it kills you a lot faster than most drugs. You know, like 5 to 10% of the population of the planet is just basically fucking wiped out by alcohol. Like people who become alcohol addicts and the socioeconomic effects that has on you and your family and this kind of... It's highly addictive. It's terrible. It's expensive as fuck nowadays because everything's regulated. Yeah. Pretty terrible. It's really, really, really bad. And I'm Irish. So it's even more ingrained here than it is in other places. Just you have to like it's kind of crazy. You get to a situation where you can't socialize without drinking alcohol. You have to make yourself stupider to socialize. Are you kidding me?
Crazy.
I mean, how pathetic is that? Work on your social skills. Ask your daddy how to shake somebody's hand.
I mean, it's probably more so that like if you go somewhere and everybody's already drinking, you need to match their level of stupid in order to converse.
Yep. Or you can just find them entertaining. That too. Like I'm not opposed to a drink the odd time, but you should call a spade a spade. If you're going to a place where everybody is getting really, really, really drunk, then you are participating in taking drugs socially. That's what you're doing. You're not going to socialize with people. You're not going to make friends or whatever. You're going to take drugs with them. That's what you do, and that's what everybody should call it. And you should be honest with yourself. At least don't be a hypocrite. If you're going to these places doing this kind of thing, then call a spade a spade. You're going to get drunk. That's what you're doing. You're not going to make friends. You're not going to do any of this other shit. You're going to take drugs with other people.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you just accept that that's what it is, you know, if you're honest about it. Yeah, if you're honest about it. And what does it say about your what does it say about your life that you have to take drugs to socialize with people, or you have to take? What does it say about the people you're around?
It says
you have
to
take
that everybody lacks social skills.
that and maybe it's a good distraction.
Oh, from some shit that's been bothering them.
Yeah, or just from thinking about things or parties.
But at the end of the day, that's like putting a Band-Aid on a big ass gash.
And it doesn't work because the Band-Aid you're putting on costs a shit ton of money, and you're also perpetuating other people to engage in that kind of behavior.
Yep. Yep.
It's a social thing. Zeke, you fuck with Nietzsche? Yeah, I read a lot about Nietzsche.
Who?
Nietzsche is
Oh.
one of the greatest. Also, I've had a bunch of Nietzsche books at home, but it was a long time ago since I was interested in that kind of thing. It was maybe 2 years ago, half ago. I read a bunch of Nietzsche, Heidegger, all those guys. Very interesting fellow, very clever people. But again, all their books is personal experience and this kind of thing. That's what you should take them as. You shouldn't worship somebody's ability to think this sort of stuff. Yeah, so one of Nietzsche's good books is actually that guy went insane. He was a very clever guy, but he went insane.
Nietzsche?
He was insane towards the end of his life. One of his, I think my favorite book of his it's called Ecce Homo, which is kind of funny because Ecce means becoming and Homo means human. But if you don't use either one of those words, it's very interesting. So like if becoming Homo is the name of
Turning gay.
Turning gay with Nietzsche, yeah.
That's funny.
But you have to kind of, again, you kind of have to be a little clever to read that kind of thing and not get trapped by it, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of power in it, and it starts to sound like ideology after a bit. And you should try your best not to be an ideologue. So. Most intelligent people goes insane at some point in their life. No, they're fucking dumb. That's most intelligent people don't go insane at some point. Actually, there's something interesting about that. What you said. There's this thing that people call Nobel disease, and Nobel disease is like it's a term used to describe like the frequency with which Nobel Prize-winning scientists tend to do sort of crackpot things, like spend their time in sort of pseudoscience and this sort of stuff, you know. And there's a sort of high frequency about it. Like these people have won esteemed prizes for like some real science stuff, like physics Nobel prizes or chemistry Nobel prizes or something like that, and they end up performing research in things like, you know, psychic sort of stuff. So that's interesting. It just goes to show that like just because you're clever at one thing doesn't make you clever at a lot of things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not an actual disease. It's just a term used to describe people do that. And it's the point I mentioned that is because it sort of highlights the fact that it doesn't matter how smart you are, you still have the same probability of falling for crack ideas. Like there's plenty of clever people who are Scientologists and kind of the things that drive humans to do things aren't necessary. You're not immune to them if you think about them. You know? Just because you know something exists doesn't mean that you're immune to it. There's plenty of people who know they should exercise, and there's plenty of people who know that it's good to not smoke and it's good to not do this kind of thing, but they don't act in that manner because, well, they're human. You know?
Yeah, they don't want to.
I mean, knowing something and acting on it is something very different, and everybody's susceptible to, like, a master manipulator manipulates you despite your intelligence. It doesn't matter. You know? The leading authority on psychopaths, and psychopaths are people who are clinically unable to feel any emotion. They act antisocially, unable to feel any emotion. He says that most of the time when he's talking to them, they're very charming as a result. Most of the time when he's talking to people, he doesn't notice they're psychopaths. And then afterwards, when he reviews the footage, he understands they're psychopaths. But once you're there, you're part of the magic, you know. So just because you're a clever person, don't think you're immune to people manipulating. No.
So you're not gonna worry about people being really charming and shit.
Sorry.
Now people gotta worry about people being too charming because then they're all making this. Oh, he's a psychopath.
Well, it's a thing you can train. Like social skills and this kind of thing are things that you can develop, and some things that people are usually sometimes born good at, and other people have to put some effort into. And this kind of it's one of those useful things. Like social skills are immensely useful. Things you can only get so far with merit sometimes, and sometimes you need a little help. And the best way to get help is to convince someone. kind of social skills, and to be agreeable. And the best way to get a job usually is to have somebody's dad give you a job, or have one of your friends hook you up or something like that. So, social skills are hella important, and it should be that way, because what's the point in what's the point in doing something that's not? Well, that's a different discussion.
Is Zeke manipulating us? I don't know. Think.
I'm not a very charming person. Look at me.
Piss on me.
Piss on me.
What up, Zero?
See, can you run for president? No.
I don't think Zeke would want to, honestly.
Run for president? Why? I always find it interesting, the people who want to be president. What kind of fucked up do you have to be to want to be president?
Like, actually want to be president, right?
Yes, it's pretty fucked up. Unless you're extremely righteous, like
that's what I'm saying. Like, you can be a caring person, but like for other people, it's just like, why the fuck do you want to do this?
I mean, yeah, you get what you pay for, and if I don't want to talk about this because it's been over talked, but if your entire electorate can't stop Donald Trump from being elected, or makes you have to choose between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, two extraordinarily evil people, and they're not harmless in the least, that's the thing, then maybe you got to pick a different system. Maybe you're in trouble. But I'm not gonna open that can of worms.
I think you already did.
It's all over. Like, and it's so easy. Okay, I want to talk about North Korea here just for 5 minutes.
Oh man.
Because I hear shit about North Korea and people saying like North Korea need to be invaded and attacked. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? The one group of people who are most definitely starving and under complete oppression, literally, totally oppressed, and you're like, bomb the shit out of them.
They have it bad.
Bomb the shit out of them.
Destroy
we
them.
need to destroy them. You're like, some
Destroy
kind of
them.
fucking,
they have nothing, and we need to make sure it stays this way.
Do you understand how it got that way? Do you understand why the North Korean populace is so terrible? Have you read about why they're in so much trouble and why there's a dictatorship and stuff going on? It's because the United Nations placed a tremendous amount of sanctions on them. And what happens is when you place sanctions on a dictatorship, the only people who suffer are the common folk. The armies are going to get all their resources. The dictators are going to get all their resources. The farmers and the common people are going to get fucked. You give the dictators more power by sanctioning. How are you supposed to get taken seriously in the world
Obliterate
nowadays?
them.
Obliterate them. Kill them all. Fucking North Koreans. Fucking idiots. Like, are you fucking...
They said they want to bomb us.
Are you fucking stupid? Who said they wanted to bomb you? You think the populace of North Korea, literally starving Ethiopian children of the west of Asia, are
Are fucking tools of war.
want to bomb you? They don't want to bomb you. They want a potato.
They want to eat.
Obliterate them. Fucking kill them, dude. What a bunch of assholes. They're gonna bomb you. Fucking stupid. You're gonna bomb the most oppressed people on the planet?
You might as well go nuke Africa.
Remove the sanctions. Give them enough. Remove the sanctions so that the populace has enough food to overthrow their own dictatorship. Please God, don't fucking threaten military action on the most oppressed people on the planet. Come on, man. Like, come on, man. They don't deserve this. This is like if somebody's daddy is a evil fucking bastard, but he has 2 million children, and each one of those kids is lovely and suffering, and they've been abused by daddy the whole time, and you're like, bomb him, bomb them all, we need to kill the daddy, bomb them all.
We need to kill the daddy, bomb all the kids.
We need to bomb. It's so fucking stupid. Like, and it just goes to show that the United Nations has no way to excise certain groups of people. Because Saddam didn't even have nuclear weapons. The North Koreans are testing nuclear weapons. Saddam didn't even have any. He didn't even have any weapons of mass destruction, and they still went in and raped Iraq.
Yeah.
And now the North Koreans are testing actual nuclear weapons in Japanese waters, and nobody's doing anything. So was that the real reason people went into Iraq? Was because they had nuclear weapons? Fuck no, because they would have done the same thing in North Korea by now. They have no way of excising people, excising certain dangerous ideologies from people. So it just goes to show that the whole Middle East thing was gross incompetence as opposed to intentional malevolence. Like a lot of people say, it was part of the military industry complex in this kind of thing. The chicken is fucking crunchy. A lot of people say it's because of the.
No. I just heard a big ass crunch and I was like, what is that?
I'm just being funny.
That shit is crazy.
I'm just being funny. I mean, like, the whole Middle East thing is just a shame. It's a tremendous shame. There's this army general, 4-star army general, who wrote a book about it. He's an American army general. He concluded that there is no good reason to invade the Middle East. They just made a fucking mistake, man. And afterwards, people like Noam Chomsky, if you've ever heard of him, he's a political commentator, very clever guy. He says things like it's all part of the military industry complex. Just like, yeah, dude, okay, well... And he thinks that's why all these wars started in the first place. I think it was gross incompetence first, and then weapons companies took advantage of it. So I don't think the weapons companies started all of this stuff. I think they just took it. So now it looks like they had it. But that's just, you should do your own research in that.
Drama is the only reason to live in America. No, I mean, I'm pretty sure people see fucking opportunity and fucking hope here for some weird reason. It's probably because they're on the outside looking in, not for nothing.
I mean, it's if you're North Korean and you look at America, it's a fucking dreamland. You know, if you need to eat a potato, you know, you're on a potato a week. America is a dreamland. You're safe. You're able to say whatever the fuck you want. The fact I'm able to say these things and you're able to say these things, and you're able to play video games on the internet without feeling guilty is a tremendous privilege. You know, so, there are some nice things living in America, but you shouldn't abuse it. You should value it, and you should try and hope the best for other people, so that one day the North Koreans don't have to beg for potatoes.
So crazy. Someone gives Zeke a potato. He's not from North Korea. He's not North Korean.
I'm Irish, so we had our potato.
He's a McGregor.
We had our potato disputes earlier in the past. Man, Conor McGregor is such a fucking twit. Like, he's such an idiot. Like,
think so?
He's such a moron. Do you understand what he represents? He used to be a guy who came from fucking nothing. He was on the dole. He was on social benefits, and he came from nothing, and he avoided gang violence and this kind of thing. He avoided getting into a gang, and he started fighting and all this thing. Now what is it? Now he's some guy who shows off his Rolls Royces and this kind of thing and does, you know, is essentially an asshole. That's not something to be proud of. I mean, what's the message you're sending to other people in similar situations?
But it's also a case.
Work hard so you can be a dickhead. Like what?
I feel you.
That's not what you're supposed to. That's not what you're supposed.
That boy Connor. Oh, I did it! Hey!
Zeke, what do you think of all the dumb people saying America should switch to socialism? Well, that's a loaded question because you called all those people dumb. So it seems like you want an answer out of it. But, yeah. There's political systems work differently on different people. There was a lot of, in the Soviets, there was a lot of, Soviet Russia, there was a lot of socialism. It was called Marxism at the time. Well, Marxism is very different from socialism, but it was Marxism, and it was basically the idea that it was the idea that there's basically postmodernism is the idea that there's a bunch of different there's a bunch of facts that we have, and there are a bunch of different interpretations of those facts. So we should value all those interpretations equally. That's the idea of postmodernism. It's a big problem because it's kind of true. It's a big philosophical problem that that's what postmodernism is that you can interpret a fact in two different ways, and so you should give each interpretation its equal share. And that's a big problem. But Marxism is different. Marxism is you give it's the idea that those interpretations are given power based on power. That's the idea. that one interpretation is preferred over another interpretation based on power, and everything becomes a power struggle, and everything becomes an oppressor-victim dichotomy, and this kind of thing. And that's what's going on, kind of, a little bit in these hyper-left places in America. Is everybody's obsessed with being a victim because all of their idea, because of Marxism, is postmodernism and Marxism are incompatible. But a lot of people tend to be both of them at the same time. It's kind of crazy. They're totally incompatible. How can you believe that every preferred interpretation is based on power, and also believe that there's no preferred interpretation? Anyway, that's a political discussion. But Marxism ended up that power belief thing that I just mentioned ended up causing a lot of problems in Russia. It killed it caused a Ukrainian famine and this kind of thing because everybody perceived these sort of rich working class farmers as being evil people necessarily because again you create an oppressor victim dichotomy, and then the victims rise up and they choose the oppressors and kill them. So they killed all these farmers, and those farmers were called kulaks. They were called kulaks, and they killed all the farmers. And eventually this caused a tremendous famine in Ukraine that killed 2 million. So that kind of thinking sounds very nice, but tends to have dangerous consequences. And 1 in 5 people in American universities, social science professors in American universities, are openly Marxists. So there's a huge abundance of bad ideas. Yeah. The idea that everybody's a victim and this kind of thing is kind of pretty dangerous thinking, because it leads to oppression of oppressors, or perceived oppressors, because nobody decides who's the oppressor. Everybody's being obsessed with being a victim. People start to identify with how they're victims. People start saying, I am exactly like people start with identity politics and this kind of thing, say like their entire identities are based on like their social class, and that's a terrible. You're a lot more than just your social, you know. It makes it a part of who you are, but you're a tremendous amount more than you're just your social class. You're not just a black person. You're not just a Native American. You're not just any of those things. You know, you're not just those things, and that's what oppressor victim dichotomies result in. Is the victims identify as their circumstance, you know, and it's dangerous, especially when they're not even currently being oppressed. You know, some groups are currently being oppressed, just like black people are currently being oppressed nearly everywhere, you know, but you shouldn't try and identify as a victim. You are a victim in some cases. So is everybody else in some long. Anyway, my point was just that there are some dangerous ideas that you can have that stem from different political ideologies, and they end up causing tremendous problems because people because the way people interpret. Especially Marxism. Marxism causes a lot of problems.
Explain Marxism for the people.
Sorry?
Explain Marxism for the people.
Marxism is the interpretation that is the idea that when a fact can have two or more different interpretations, then the interpretation that is chosen based on power. So that's what the idea of Marxism is that everything is a power struggle. Yeah, that's what it is. So it intrinsically creates oppressor-victim dichotomy in the sense that it creates people who have power and people who have to feel it. So it creates victims and oppressors in that room. And right now, what's happening in a lot of very liberal American universities is people are identifying as various different types of victims that cause a lot of problems when they're actually not being victimized in any sense whatsoever. You know, again, they're in the most privileged position in society. They're being protected by a system they don't even understand. They're learning things at a university. They're usually quite wealthy. Initially, the only reason they're not extremely wealthy is because they're too young to be wealthy and they haven't inherited the trust fund money yet. And they're claiming they're victims in this kind of thing. It's an interesting idea. Yeah, Marxism is the idea that everything's basically power struggle. A big power struggle. But don't take my word for it. Look it up. But it's a very attractive idea because it sells the idea that there's this bourgeoisie, there's this small group of people who control nearly everything, you know, and that those small group of people should be forced to share their profits and this kind of thing. So it attracts a lot of people with a tremendous sense of empathy and this kind of thing, you know. But it ends up that the idea is not good because it's not compatible with human nature. So yeah, it's one of those really interesting ideal situations that end up being kind of end up backfiring in the sense that the power flips from oppressors to victims, but then victims become oppressors, you know. Anyway, fuck that. Just go.
With that said, everyone, the game has been beaten.
God bless the game.
Zeke, any closing thoughts?
Don't take anything I say seriously. Look it all up yourself. Research yourself. Think about it yourself. Think about it for more than 5 seconds, and practice that. And understand your value, and try and improve your value in this life, and you'll be happy. Hopefully. That's all I want to say. Is don't take me seriously, and 95% of the things I say are said by others in a better way. If you agree with anything, or disagree with anything that I said, then fine. Then think about it. Just think. That's what. Just think for yourself. It's a good thing. It means you don't get exploited.
There you go.
Think for yourself and don't take me seriously. Like most of the time, some things that I say are probably definitely like I talk about such a broad range of things that it's hard not to be wrong. You know, so try and find out whether something's right, and just think for yourself. For the love of God, just do it so that you're not. And clean your room. And
what's with you in this clean your room thing?
It's the first thing you have to do. If somebody's room is messy, okay, what does that say about them?
It reflects on their life.
It reflects on the inward messiness. The outward messiness is a distraction to the inward messiness. It makes it even hard to start. There's people who get up in the morning, can't brush their teeth because they want outward messiness to reflect their inward messiness. They don't even want to start thinking about the inward problem unless they have this insurmountable outward problem, like cleaning a very messy room. Clean your fucking room, dude. Just clean it. It'll make you a better person.
Well, clean your room, everybody.
Yeah, and that's my best advice: is clean your room.
And with that said, fucking people, I am.
Brush your teeth, clean your room.
Okay, yeah. Well, if your breath stink, can't talk in nobody's face.
Brush your teeth, clean your room. Find your value. The 3 most important things.
Wash your nuts. Hey, everybody. So it was a pleasure.
Get up and wipe your ass.
I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.